Welcome to Adrift in Aldhalor, our weekly actual play D&D show, set in our homebrew world of, you guessed it, Aradun. Our music is licensed through musicbed.com. Occasionally we use TabletopAudio for Ambience every now and then, sometimes Syrinscape, less so on this show and more on other shows. Shannon is away this fine season. This fine episode. So we're going to be bringing the whole team on board for our announcements. Stefan, would you like to do Shannon's part?
It would be my honor.
The only part.
Yes.
I'm going to talk about our partners, which if someone could make sure to do the commands in chat, because I can't do both. We're going to start with Arcane Spectacles. Fuel your adventures with Arcane Spectacles Adventure Mugs. Woo! Available in 11-ounce and 15-ounce sizes. Their sturdy ceramic mugs, complete with high-quality printing, are perfect for TTRPG and D&D enthusiasts. Start your day with a jolt of excitement and choose your size for the ultimate gaming experience. Highly recommend. I've had this since we basically started Paradice, and it has not broken. Every other mug in my collection has broken. This has survived dishwashers, hand washing, so they're good quality. Get yours now at arcanespectacles.com. Next up, we have Underground Oracle Publishing. They are a best-selling, Emmy-nominated TTRPG publisher, building new and exciting settings for the cipher system of every genre you can imagine. Each setting includes everything you need to explore its unique world, including lore, species, descriptors, foci, creatures, ciphers, artifacts, and all of the rules that you need to play. For as little as $3. You can join their Patreon and help shape each of the worlds that they create. I still think they should do $3.50. I think that's better for them. Anyways, then we've got Eddie Yorke. He is our character artist. He did all the art for our characters Campaign 1 and now for Campaign 2. He's an illustrator based in the UK who makes art for games and books. He's actually starting a new setting for RPGs, Apoca something. I don't know anything about the setting, but the artwork looks so good. So I highly recommend you go check him out at Patreon or at Instagram. And you can also visit his portfolio to get in contact with him at eyork.com. And then we've got 1985 Games. They create affordable, accessible, high-quality accessories for D&D and other tabletop role-playing games. Sean uses their NPC cards. We've heard about them a lot. I will not school myself on what's on the back of them. I just know that they're very helpful, and DMs will find something on every card to use in their games. And as a DM that doesn't like to prep all the time, having someone else do the work for you is very nice. So highly recommend those. Sean's made some good efforts with them. And you can use the code paradiceprod for 10% off your entire order. Miscellaneous stuff, we've got our recaps and VODs on Discord. I think we're a little behind on those, but that's okay because you
VODs
are worth more than your productivity.
Recaps are not.
Oh, well, look at that. So you can, if you watch the VODs, you could get the recap.
True.
Told, through Sean's dulcet tones. So use that information as you will. You can also join us in Paradice on Bluesky, Twitch, Twitter, Discord, YouTube, Discord, Instagram. I read that out of line. And TikTok. When Sean switches on the main scene, check for audio. Oh, that's a note for Shannon.
Already done.
Okay, perfect.
So Shannon, when you watch this VOD, we did it. Also, by the way, the Eddie Yorke project is Apocalypsis, an interactive choose-your-own adventure set in a dark fantasy gothic world known as Tyr. And Stefan's right, the art is already looking awesome.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's Eddie Yorke, so of course the art's going to be top-notch.
Absolutely. Alrighty. So, like I said... Oh, very nice. What was the score there?
He got a 9.3 out of 10.
Nice.
For recap?
Nice.
Or not recap, but announcement.
Okay. Speaking of recaps.
Judged.
Yep. Everything you do.
Last we left off, on the 22nd day of Decem, the Raven's Shadow on a Solus near. Approaching the late afternoon, Iron and Mana found a brief respite as they hid from the horrors of Stormbreaker Landing. During their short rest, those on watch discovered that the strange bat-like creatures called Light Drinkers gathered in hordes amongst the spindly branches of dead trees in the old ruins outside of the small archway tunnel they hid in, signaling at the very least that going back was not an option at this point. They must move forward. As part of looking forward, Bruce discovered another visitor, a man hiding in an old building. From his tremor sense, Bruce discerned that this was indeed a living person and not a shambling zombie. He decided to message the stranger. The man was cagey with his information, but asked to meet the party, presuming they were trying to get to the lighthouse and offering up an alternative to the undead-infested walls. After some arguing, Jacquet opened a passage through the wall into the building using his magical staff, or cane, and here the party met Estos Lothamos, a wizard without his spellbook. The injured adventurer gave the party knowledge of a sewer system that would allow them to reach the lighthouse tower without passing through those aforementioned infested ramparts. He also offered to review Norland's ritual that he provided. Generally, he believed Norland to be a selfish old bastard, an old codger as he called him, that keeps the blessed wort to himself. But Estos was genuinely shocked to learn the old man shared some with the party. Estos himself gifted them an amulet to ward off the dead, usable for at least one of their party members, and under his suggestion, either the loudest or the weakest.
The loudest?
But he refused to join them on the journey through the sewers due to his injuries. He seems to have taken a nearly fatal wound and has been surviving here off of preserves from the stores of this shop, and the loss of his spell book that rotted away with the corruption here. Furthermore, he warned the party to never tell any of the undead here that they are dead. Provided them with directions through the sewers, and they parted ways. Not without some suspicion. Septimus watched him close as he analyzed their materials. Though there was no evidence of wrongdoing, the wizard did seem a little suspicious. Now, the party slowly snuck from his house, well, really a preserve shop that he's been living in, towards the docking area where he indicated the sewer opening would be. But along the way, a rotting blood ooze attacked, slewing off of a old butcher shop covered in bloodied flesh. The party was able to fight it off, though it infected Sass temporarily, and rushed to the docking yard. Along the way, an ornate chest drew their attention. And the temptation was not without reward, the reward being a mimic spewing acid in their faces. But perhaps wising up to the dangers of this area, the party fled as fast as they could, holding the mimic back, or Fearn was holding the mimic back. They rushed up this loading dock area through the mud towards the sewer grate, where they head into the sewers. And Bruce behind them used the mending spell to close the grate that had long rusted away. So, Iron and Mana. You are crammed into this small sewer opening. It's about somewhere between 5 and 10 feet. So you may need to march single file. You can kind of cram together a little bit, but the space is wet with old stagnant water. The only times that there's really any flow here comes from storm rain, which is rare given the temperature of this place. So there's sort of slick, sludgy, cold water that doesn't freeze due to the amount of particulate and dirt and grime within it. The space reeks of stale water, rot. The air itself has a metallic taste to it in the ways that iron or blood might taste in your mouth. It's dark. Incredibly, incredibly dark in here. No torches. Nothing from the outside leaking in other than about 10 feet in to this space from the grates. Outside, you can still hear the sounds of the light drinkers flocking about and the general creaking of the ruins. The stones here bear that same old creaking sound, almost like every now and then you hear a popping noise, like a rock giving way. And just sort of the low thrumming of the tunnels. What would you like to do?
All right.
Do we have a direction?
I was on mute there, sorry. Before we head further into the sewer, you said there was some light?
Only 10 feet in from the grates.
But, like, we're still at the entrance, so...
Yep, right now you can still see.
Having the map that was given to him would open it up and just kind of look at it, just kind of study of, like, okay, even though we're going to be holding on to it, but just, like, kind of remembering is okay. Left, right. I like to just take a moment just to kind of memorize, like, the order of direction that we need in case, well, who knows if anything goes wrong. But just kind of get a sense of, like, where we're going instead of just following.
Go ahead and give me an insight check. Or an insight check or an intelligence check if you're choosing to try to, like, quickly memorize this before going. Jacques?
Jacques would be studying it with them, as he'll also say to the group, I can scout ahead. I might be a little quieter than the rest of you, and then come back to let you all know that it's safe.
Do you want me to message you every so often, or what do you?
If you want, I guess.
I don't know if you just want to maintain distance, and I could just kind of keep an open line of communication if that works for you.
Yeah, that's good.
That works. I was also going to say, for those who can see in this space better, lead the way. I'll follow. And then...
I mean, we could cast a light if we want, but do we want to, is the question. Do we think that there might be...
Saskia can see clear as day here, so I think she should lead you all.
Yeah, I was about to say, anything to keep us concealed, I think, is best. We do have the capabilities of seeing in the darkness. We'll just try to stay close, one hand on each other, move slowly. We'll get through this.
Okay.
Yeah. Sean, is it, like, I have dark vision. Is it, like, can I navigate through it? Or, like, once I get to, like, a certain point, it's just, like, too dark?
So it's you all with dark vision would have disadvantage on your perception checks in here.
Right.
Sass is the only one who doesn't have disadvantage. And then Septimus can't see at all. So for you, Fearn, for everyone, for Fearn and for Jacques, you're essentially just seeing the basics. You're getting a black and white visual of just the faintest amount of light. It's not reliable. It's mostly shapes that you need to really concentrate to make out. Darkness, dark vision is like, I imagine you just capturing the absolute bare minimum light that is bouncing in this space. So it's not like night vision. It's more like you really, really squinted your eyes trying to see through your eyelashes.
Right. But what that Septimus would suggest, to Quet's point, he can go scout ahead since he's more stealthily. Then, when he can reassure us that everything's clear, Sass leads the way with her devil sight.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'll follow up behind. Also, focus on just perception itself, like if there's any danger or not. She doesn't have the map. I'll be behind her, like kind of with my hands on her shoulder or whatever, telling her it's like, okay, next left. We should be taking the next left, and just kind of like whispering that in her ear. Then followed by Bruce, to just have his tremor sense ready, and then followed by Fearin in the back, who has some dark vision and can kind of like see if any like surprises or anything come up from the rear.
Okay.
And then Jacques had just started saying that, I have this potion of true sight that Sigil had gifted me, which gives me out to 120 feet the ability to see through normal and magical darkness, as well as a bunch of other things.
Okay.
It lasts for an hour, so it might be useful to use instead of just holding on to it until, I forget about it.
It's ever a perfect place, and especially if we're not going to be using a light source. Might as well use it now.
Why are we not using a light source?
Because we'd just be shining like the majority of us have some sort of perception decently in the darkness, and we'll be shining like a beacon in an unfamiliar place. So best to try to be as discreet as possible.
Okay, I suppose. I'll just take up the back, I guess.
All right, so give me that order again. I know Jacquette's going to be up ahead, and then Sass, and then Septimus, and then Bruce.
Bruce.
Then,
I think. Wait,
is Bruce going to be in the bag or is Bruce out?
Bruce is going to be out and walking.
Okay. And then Fearin on the rear.
Jaquette, Sass, Sep, Bruce, Fearin.
Okay. If you're trying to keep it tight, Bruce, you can always hop onto Fearin's shoulder or something.
Yeah.
Armor sense through him.
It's not very tall, so Fearin, you might like find your horns scraping against the top of this sewer.
Just like I hunch over, so I don't have that uncomfortability. But prolonged exposure might affect my lower back.
And just so you kind of like a visual reference, this is not like a canal sewer where you are like walking on the sides and there's a water in the middle. This is like you're walking in a pipe, a big pipe. So there is a concave circle bottom. There is like a tiny bit of walking space in the side that's flat and not submerged in the stream of water. But generally, you're not looking at like a deep water in the middle. This is just a pipe, basically. A large pipe. Okay, so Jacquette,
yes.
You can give me your stealth check. And you said you're doing how far ahead of the group are you going?
So Jacquette will, I imagine, every time we get to like a turn or whatever, a change in direction, Jacquette will basically go out to that and then come back, and so he studies the map and he's like, okay, the second left, and then goes out until he gets to the second left, surveys it, and then comes back. And so I'm also going to drink the potion of true sight to have the ability to see through the darkness out to 120 feet, as well as notice I have true sight. I notice secret doors hidden by magic and can see into the ethereal plane, all out to a range of 120 feet.
My goodness.
Okay. Okay, that is no problem. So you can go ahead and go ahead of everyone.
And I can also see invisible creatures and objects, automatically detect visual illusions and succeed on saving throws against them, and perceive the original form of a shape changer or creature that is transformed by magic, and can see into the ethereal plane.
Nice. A little bit of an overkill, some might say, but
well,
but then
you
again,
know.
maybe not. You know, there are ghosts and undead here that can shift into ethereal space. So you are basically stalking ahead to find when there's the first like turns and whatnot.
Correct.
Okay. Septimus, let's say you have a fairly good recall now of the directions with that 24 insight check. The only reason you'd have to roll to recall any of it would be if you're under duress, like if you guys are running or there's a fight. But generally, just walking slowly like this, you know, all right, second left, right, this, you know the directions fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Jacquette, you are going ahead. What was your stealth roll?
17.
17. Okay. What is this? Where is it? Sorry, 1 second.
It's okay.
Just getting some stuff opened up on here.
Getting those stat blocks out. Check the passive perception.
That is exactly what is happening. Please shush. Okay, so Jacquette, you begin to go ahead, quiet as the night with your 17. Sass can see you. Everyone else just sort of sees Jacquette slowly fade into the distance. As your, I believe, dark vision only goes out a certain amount of feet, which I believe is 60.
Yes.
And then now that you've started to move into the sewers, Septimus goes completely dark for you. It's not even like you can't even see your hand in front of your face.
Yep. Just keeping my hands on Sass's shoulders.
Septimus, you know that the first movement that you need to make is that you need to take the first... I'm sorry, not the first. The second left.
Okay.
Jacquette, you...
At this point, Septimus would have given Jacquette the map. It's not any use to Septimus since it's
That's
completely
fair.
pitch black.
That's
I'm not
fair.
going to be able to see it.
So, Jacquette, you know that the second left is the first movement you have to make. You come upon the first left, Jacquette. And you can see probably about 20 or 25 feet ahead, there is a right turn as well. And then probably, I'd say, 60 feet ahead, you can see that second left past this first left. So you have two side tunnels before you reach the one that you need to take.
Okay. Just from this main hallway, I'm going to look down the left one. I should be able to see 120 feet down, so I'm just going to try to see if there's anything down there that we might need to avoid.
Give me a perception check.
22.
22, nice. Two things that you notice. One, that now that you're kind of moving along and you're kind of getting your bearings, you can notice that generally in various places on these walls, for lack of a better way to put it, it looks as though the walls are weeping, and that you can see trails of red-hued liquid that sort of feed into the shallow water at the basin of this pipe. It looks an awful lot like blood, like the pools you saw above, as if those pools leached into the sewers. The other thing you see is down this left tunnel. It leads into a probably like 10-foot by 10-foot room that has in the back of it a set of stairs that lead downward. This is not a tributary pipe. This seems to be probably like a maintenance area or something like that. The walls and floors, though, in this space are covered in this slick, weeping blood. That in this room, though, they are moving much slower, the dripping blood, in a more ooze-like material, similar to the ooze you fought above.
Gotcha.
This small maintenance corner may have turned into a little den.
Gotcha. But so in our main pathway, there's no ooze, right?
Nope, the ooze doesn't start until about 10 feet into this tunnel.
Okay, perfect. Then Jacques will continue down, and only out of curiosity's sake, will look down the right-hand tunnel as he advances.
Yep, so this one does look like it was originally a tributary tunnel. It goes at a sloped angle down. It's smaller than the one that you're in, where you all would probably, other than Bruce, have to like crawl inside it. And it doesn't appear to go anywhere except up to the streets. This is a regular sewer drain.
All right, then we will continue onward to our destined left turn.
I have to ask, is anybody injured?
Nope.
Anyone not at full health?
Looks like Saskia is down 2 hit points.
I am not at full health either.
I'm not either. I'm at 45 out of 57.
Okay. So that was Septimus, Sass, and Bruce. Are not at full health. Okay. Jacques, do you go back to the group to lead them through here?
Jacques will go up to the left to our turn, basically scout out that, and then once he has, he'll go back to the group.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna continue just to get to your actual left turn. Okay.
Yes.
So once you get up to that corner, you can see obviously the pipe you're in kind of continues moving. This one seems to then go down. It's the same kind of pipe, that same size that you're currently in. It goes up probably 70 feet, and then it has a diagonal turn where you can only see a little bit up the hall before it goes beyond your sight.
If I'm looking down, it does it turn right or left?
Left.
Oh no, I've made my map the wrong way. I'm getting to the edge of the paper already.
It's okay, I'm drawing on paint.
Oh, that's smart. Sean, can you just reorient your entire dungeon to
Yeah,
fit
sure.
my
It goes
needs? I'm just kidding. Okay, so Jacques sees that. Is there any danger down this tunnel that he can see? He sees the turn, but otherwise nothing.
Otherwise, nothing.
All right, cool. Then he's going to come back to the group and just say, like, all right, I found our second left, and it looks clear. Just be careful down that first left. There seems to be more of that blood ooze.
Yeah, okay.
So, the rest of you, are you stealthing as you pass this area?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah, I guess. Take a...
The way you say that, I want you all to be stealthing.
yeah, we're stealthing.
Yeah, we'll stealth.
Then go ahead and give me stealth checks.
If I'm carrying Bruce, does he have to roll one?
Yes,
Because he could sneeze.
you could sneeze. If you do not have full health, you have disadvantage.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Joke's on you. I already have disadvantage.
Nice.
Damn, Sean, you definitely saw my roll first before I said that.
I did not. I don't even have the roller open right now.
Wow. Actually, that's.
So I actually need to go to Sass's sheet to roll for her.
Ugh.
Sass is not at full health, so we'll do disadvantage.
Like how I have
Sorry,
minus
audience, for
2
hearing Sass's
minus
rolls.
2 and disadvantage, and I still got higher than Septimus somehow.
Go back in your bag.
What did everyone get?
Put me in the bag.
Did anyone besides Sass get less than 11?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got 11.
Well, if it meets, it beats. Fearin somehow stealths and the rest of you. Fearin and our rogue.
I can give myself some guidance too. I might just
Yeah,
slap
you
myself
can't
in the
give
chest.
yourself guidance after you roll.
What?
Yeah, that's how guidance.
This is
works.
the
this is
new
how
rule?
Baldur's Gate works.
No, that's
Yeah.
how guidance works. Yeah, this is not Baldur's Gate.
Sean, you
Everybody.
don't know that.
In Baldur's Gate, can you roll and then add guidance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you can't. You have to add the guidance before you roll. You add
Damn it, you're
bonuses
right.
before you roll.
Yeah, you're
Cle-
right.
clearly
Oh,
you
that's
haven't played the new
I
update.
haven't played it recently.
You guys have all
so
gotten brain rot from Baldur's Gate. No, but
I
yes,
mean, I did the
Plenty of
same
other
rolling the other day, so.
if you've already technically, I think the way it works is if you've already cast guidance. No, it doesn't work that way. No,
It is.
Correct.
It's concentration.
I'm correct.
Yeah, you usually are.
Except for things like poison.
We'll let that go to
for
his
2
head.
years.
Let's not talk about it. Let's not
talk about the poison fiasco of the early 2020s. Anyway, so okay, let's get back into the game.
What game?
Bruce, Septimus, and Sass have all failed their stealth rolls. Now, this does not mean that you guys suddenly are walking around like elephants. You're being fairly quiet. As you're walking, perhaps Bruce, you're kind of moving around on Fearin's back, trying to get a better look of things. It's a little uncomfortable up here. You don't have perfect tremor sense here. You have to go through him in a weird way, and you're squirming around a little bit too much, and your armor is kind of clattering. But it's not a racket. It's a quiet, echoey sewer. So it's just. And Jacques ahead, you would just hear like every single one. I imagine is like a wince. As then you would hear Sass is just trying to keep up with things, and Septimus, you just kind of gently bump into Sass as you can't see, and Sass kind of like leans forward, and what happens is as Sass was injured, there's just a drip of blood that comes off. And Sass, Bruce, Fearin, and Septimus, you are standing there as you suddenly just hear as an ooze starts to hole itself towards the tunnel you're all in. It has been alerted to your presence, but it's an ooze. It's blind. It is just coming towards you. What do you do?
Do we see
You have
it?
a moment. Well, those of you, Septimus, you don't see it. Sass can see it plain as day. Can see basically what Jacques saw, where there was this sort of like collected ooze against the wall, almost like curtains, that has now just solidified itself down into 2 blood oozes that are moving really slowly from that room tunnel. Bruce, you can let's see. They are within your tremor sense. Theron, you can see their sort of murky shapes coming towards you. But there are two blood rot oozes that are just pulling themselves out to investigate.
Theron, grab me a rock. Grab me a rock.
I pick up a rock. Is the blood on the floor like, did it like flow into anything, or is it just like a pool of blood that, dripped, or is it just like so tiny that it doesn't make a difference?
No, it's enough to have like a very thin puddle all along this entire pipe. Now that's blood mingled with wasted water and just the dirty water of the sewer. So it is just sort of this thin, like 1 to 2 feet wide, flowing, trickling stream. Very small, barely moving.
So can I like reach down, grab some sort of debris, something that I could find, with my limited vision, and possibly like coat it in blood a little bit?
I'll say you can find like a loose brick that has come out from the wall that you can grab.
Okay. I'm going to wave everybody forward, and I'm gonna like quickly toss the brick back the way we came.
And you give it to me.
Okay, fine. I give. No, I don't do that. I
So
took his idea, not.
You toss it behind where you are.
Right. So we're gonna keep moving forward, and I toss it like a fair distance back the way that we came.
Okay, no problem. So basically the way it's worked is like you guys all, the reason why they didn't immediately charge you is like you made all this noise and that drop of blood hit the ground as you guys were able to then kind of like imagine like very quickly get to the other side of the opening where they didn't quite see you with their whatever their version of vision is. And now Theron tosses out this rock. And there's suddenly this loud sound of jiggling ooze. Then it sounds like swirling water. As suddenly there's this semi-viscous wave of bloody water that just slams into the wall of the pipe and then flings out back towards the entrance where you've thrown that rock. As you can, it's almost like an elemental of blood has just moving incredibly fast back there, and it's like you can it disappears from your sight into the darkness. Sometimes you have no idea what's going on. You just hear this absolutely horrible riptide of blood shoot somewhere. You might even feel a little bit of a splash here and there, but it is back there right now to wherever the rock landed. What do you do?
He just keeps
just gonna
nudging people forward.
he's just gonna stay silent and trust his people with perception.
Sass would even be like, all right, everybody keep moving, keep moving. As she can see it perfectly back there. And you could just hear it sort of swirling back there. Over wherever this rock is, basically looking for food. Looking for an organic creature to devour.
Sean, Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm going to use an action to use my all-purpose tool to gain the minor illusion cantrip. Just as a preparation.
Sure. But you slowly sneak upwards, heading to meet Jacques at the left turn. Sass keeps kind of looking over her shoulder. Jacques, you keep looking past them to see if the ooze is chasing them. There's a certain point, Jacques, where you just sort of see like past them is just sort of this slow moving wall of this ooze, fully filling the 10-foot pipe. And you feel at any second it's going to rush forward towards them as it's moving back up.
How far away from me is the ooze?
You can see out for 120 feet, right?
Yes.
The ooze where you were standing is probably about 100 feet away from you.
Okay.
They're not that far. They're about to be with you. Like they're about to turn
okay.
the corner with you. It's not like this is only a 60-foot gap between that doorway and you.
Right.
So
Okay.
they're slowly getting. It's just every second feels way too long.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to do. I would just like to get stealth checks from you guys again.
Boy.
Everyone?
Jacques, you're good. You don't have to.
Oh, thanks.
Disadvantage still.
Correct.
Oh, all right, 14. Oh my lord.
All right, so we have a 14 from Septimus. Bruce?
-1.
That's not how that works.
Fearn?
10.
10. And then Sass got an 8.
Oh.
Oh my lord.
We're gonna have to fight this thing.
So, Jacques, you can see that they are rushing a little bit too much. Because they're scared as well. And you can see the ooze starts to ripple as if it is sensing them with its vision. You were waiting here, kind of holding a moment. Is there anything you'd like to do?
If you're giving me like a turn,
I am.
Jacques will move up, and if he has to, well, I guess I can bonus action dash because I'm considered hidden, right? My intent is to get up to 20 feet of it and then throw the dagger of lightning return. The intent basically to reduce its speed and then to have everyone, kind of continue forward.
Yes, I would allow that to happen. You have a full sort of we'll for sake of it say you had a surprise round on this thing since you were hidden. So you all are kind of rushing to try to just get around this corner out of its line of sight as Jacques dashes ahead of you. I'm pretty sure most of you just sort of like feel the breeze move as he dashes, other than Sass, you can probably see him. As you get up there, and you can see now, Jacques, this thing is like seconds away from a charge like it did earlier. So go ahead and give me that attack roll with advantage.
25.
Definitely hits.
You want me to do the whole damage thing?
Yes. Yes,
all right.
please.
So that is going to be 15 magical piercing and 1 lightning.
Okay, love it. And you said you got 20 feet away from it for this?
Yes. And so its speed is reduced by 10 feet until it heals. Which,
Still heals.
The way
Perfect.
that it works, it could heal pretty easily.
Okay. So, Jacques rushes up, flings the dagger into it. You all can. Septimus is probably one of the few moments that you actually can see. As you can see, the lightning behind you sort of lights the hall for a moment before it just sort of turns to this dim static across basically a wall of blood that you look back and see. As a lot of you can duck around this corner in this last second before I'm going to ask for a quick initiative roll just for what happens next. But Jacques has essentially allowed you guys a moment to get around this corner and out of the ooze's sight. Uh, 20 to 25.
Uh,
15 to 19.
17.
Oh, okay. 10 to 14.
10.
13.
Oh, Septimus.
Oh my god. I'm forgetting all of your characters' names. Septimus, what'd you get?
Sass.
Yeah, I'll roll for Sass.
A 2.
Sass got a 5.
Okay, good.
I'm rolling terribly for Sass. Okay, so you were all basically at the corner to turn on this left. Jacquette, you've dashed forward 80 feet to get ahead and thrown this. This thing is 100 feet away from the corner.
Okay.
The lot of you are basically 5 feet away from the corner. Bruce, you are up first. You can't see where the thing is. You just know that it's behind you.
All right.
Jacquette, you're on deck.
I'm gonna get off Fearn at this point.
Okay.
I know I'm just probably gonna be a little bit of a splash there.
There is a little bit of a splash as you would feel the sort of thick, viscous waters in your feet that are a mixture of mud, old waste, and blood.
But still kind of holding on to Fearn. Bruce is going to use his. He's going to take the dash action. And I'm going to use some CTS points, and I'm going to bonus action cast Snare for behind. And I'm going to kind of run forward. Not run forward. Yeah.
Do you want to run around the corner?
Yeah, I kind of want to run around the corner. Wait, so hold on. I want to place the snare where the ooze has only one entrance to get us. Is that where I'm placing it?
You can place
make sense?
that. Yes.
Okay.
This
yes.
tunnel is very, very thin. This ooze is large. So if you place the snare basically anywhere where it's just a singular tunnel and not like a crossroad, it will get caught in it.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Or it will be affected by it, I should say.
Okay. And one more thing I need to check.
I will say, Jacquette, based on your observations of it so far, this thing seems very like directional in its focus. It doesn't seem to like pay attention to everything around it.
Yep.
I'm just gonna warn Fearn about where the location of the snare trap is as well.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm gonna try to make my way.
Okay, and the snare is on the bottom of the pipe, or is it on? Because I guess you could technically place it anywhere along the circle of it.
Yeah. I would probably put it on like. The idea for this class is that like where I was walking is where I put the snare, but I guess I can just kind of slap it on the wall. That was maybe adjacent to where the ooze might be crawling around.
Sure. No problem.
If I know that knowledge at least, if I know where vicinity it might have gone.
Generally, you would know that it is just kind of like taking up the whole space of this. So any wall it's on, is it going to be affected by, unless it like shifts in some way back to what it's basically two oozes fused together to create this larger wall of blood that is acting more like an elemental, I would say, in the behavior than the oozes you've fought before.
Okay.
All right, Jacquette, you're up. This thing's 20 feet ahead of you. You can see the lightning starts to dissipate, returning everything to darkness. You can see, though. What do you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Fearn, you're on deck.
Jacquette is going to make another ranged attack with the Dagger of Lightning return. Just normal. Ooh. 22 to hit.
22 hits.
All right, so no sneak attack, but that's okay. That's not what the intent is. 6 magical piercing, 2 lightning, slowing it a further 10 feet, to a minimum of 5 feet. Its movement cannot be reduced further than 5.
Okay. And what was the damage again?
6 magical piercing, 2 lightning.
Okay. All right. Lightning again. Septimus, the only thing you see that spark of lightning. As anything else, Jacquet?
Jacquet will then move 30 feet, dash an additional 30 feet. That brings me close to, but not at the. Or no, it would bring me. I'm just running towards the tunnel we need to go down.
Yes. Absolutely. Jacquet, you dash away from this creature that you can see is incredibly slowed by all of this lightning.
Right.
It is you have reduced it to that 5 minimum.
Right. And Jacquet, if he catches up to the rest of the group, just goes, "Let's just keep going. I've slowed it down. We should be safe."
Jacquet, something you noticed that didn't affect you because of your distance from it, but each time you attacked it with the dagger, it did seem to almost give off this splash of both liquid that went all around it in a pretty far radius, but also like that the liquid almost turned to a mist in the air and almost became a miasma for a moment before settling back into the creature. But you were too far away to get affected by it.
So Jacquet doubly reinforces that we should just keep moving.
All right, Fearn, you are up. You can move around the corner and keep running in the direction Bruce went if you'd like. The ooze does not seem to be moving very quickly. Right now, you can't see it. It's too far away in the moment. But Jacquet did just tell you that it's slowed down.
Okay. If I can't see it, there's no point in me running towards it and attacking, even if it means I could slow it further. So I guess I'll probably just run with Bruce, but I want to keep myself, behind him, just in case there's any other danger. I kind of feel like, if all the rounds are happening at the same time, if it's possible, I'd like to try and stay behind people.
Absolutely.
Taking people on.
I think that's totally fair. I imagine Septimus and Sass are also going to be darting around this corner. So we can kind of, unless there's something else you wanted to do, Septimus.
No. Yeah.
Because basically that's what Sass is doing, is grabbing your hand and rushing around the corner.
I'm useless right now.
Yeah, yeah. Jacquet, you are 80 feet away from this thing right now. It is its turn real quick. It can only move 5 feet. It slurps forward. I don't know why that's the first word that came to my mind for its movement.
No, that is the appropriate word for news. It slurps.
It slurps forward, and just sort of, as it does seem to almost like be shrinking back down, like it's splitting. It might split itself back up again. But we're gonna roll to see if it gets an effect back. It does not get its rotten charge back. So it is stuck. Moving forward, you all can dart around this corner to get out of its line of sight. And continue moving quickly if you want, or you can stay put for a moment until you think its movement stops. What would you like to do?
Keep moving. Keep moving.
No,
I will keep moving.
Probably
I would say,
stay put, right?
yeah, I would say like try to like go back to stealthing whenever we feel comfortable or get far away enough. So like once we turn the corner, maybe go like whatever our dash speed was, and then kind of wait and see if we can hear some more.
So get deep enough down to be a ways away, but then start slowing down. Almost maybe I told you there's a little curve in it. Maybe once you reach that bend, you slow down and hide again. Okay.
Sounds good.
So rushing down, you reach that curve, slide through the sludge around it. Everyone give me stealth checks again.
Don't worry, we should have just kept running because I'll mess it up.
Those
With disadvantage.
don't you have heavy armor anyway?
No,
Oh, okay.
I have medium.
That's me.
Bruce
Okay.
is the one with heavy armor.
Yeah.
Well, he
I
has
just
a
have
breastplate. It just gives disadvantage.
Yeah. Okay.
Bruce can't wear heavy armor.
Sass
Still with a
is-
disadvantage.
Yes, still with the disadvantage.
Come on.
And after
No, the disadvantage.
Oh, you're so good. And then you weren't.
Some bullshit fucking
Bruce, what'd you get?
tree.
4.
Theron, what'd you get?
12.
Septimus, I saw yours.
Yeah, the
For
first
those at
one.
home,
Yeah,
what
I was
did you
all-
get?
Yeah, I was rolling high. A 2.
A 2. Okay. Jacquette, what'd you get?
I got a 23, but I would like to say Jacquette is not waiting with the rest of the group. He's going to start scouting ahead because he assumes that we would all be safe from this thing.
Mhm.
He, however, misjudges the competency of his fellow adventurers.
Bad
And-
assumption.
Well, also, you know, you're
Confidence
not,
comes in
you're,
different
you
flavors.
do not know that there's an effect giving them disadvantage.
That's true. The other thing is that if we're going to need to keep running forward, Jacquette would rather scout ahead so that we don't run forward into anything.
We don't
Yep.
get sandwiched.
Like another ooze.
So, Jacquette, give me
Never
you get to go ahead of everyone. You and Sass also succeeded on the stealth, but she's also kind of stuck
The
with
guide.
Septimus.
Yeah, I'll bring her down. Just keep bumping into her.
So the good thing is that this thing is moving incredibly slow. So even though you could hear that this thing is still coming towards you, we'll see if it gets its ability back. It does not. So this thing is moving so slow at this point that you all are going to get outside of its visual range before it can actually catch up to do anything. So while you are basically running down this hall and attempt a little bit of a stealth, it's just too sticky in here, too slurpy, as I said before. And Septimus, you just straight up slide through some of this muck and fall straight on your bottom, getting this bloody, gross ooze all over your cloak. But Sass quickly lifts you up, and the lot of you run to catch up with Jacquette. And once you've caught up with Jacquette, who I imagine is just sort of slowly walking deeper down as if nothing's happening behind him, Jacquette, you hear them all kind of clamor up behind you. There's no sounds of the ooze following. No more wild ripping of the bloody water. There's just sort of a slow disappearing as the thing shuffles back to its den, having found no food.
Leave us alone.
You are now about 100 feet into this new tunnel on the curve.
New tunnel.
New tunnel. Hopefully
Septimus and
no
Jacquette, you know that it's the first right turn within this tunnel that you need.
Mhm.
There's a
I
slight
will-
We're
curve.
still in an
Yeah.
angle of
You're within
this.
the angle.
Sean, can I just get like a quick where we've traveled thus far? So we went straight. There was the first left with the little weeping blood. Then we went to the second left. That's what I have too.
That is 100% accurate. That is 100% accurate.
Okay, and we're at the second left, and we went around the corner, and now, which was 70 feet up. 70 feet up. Okay, and then, but we didn't.
I'm
take
telling
any
you,
of the
these
corners.
distances are more relevant for your abilities than they are for like coordination.
Got it. But we didn't take any turns off of that second left.
Not yet. No.
No. Okay.
No.
All right.
It has.
Fair.
It basically it went straight and then curved at a 45-degree angle, just like Steph's drawing.
Okay.
And it's
All right.
about 40 feet long. This part of it before it reaches an area where it straightens out.
Straightens out which way?
West. Left. it comes down and then straightens out to go left on your paper.
Okay, thank you.
um,
To the edge of the
basically, it's still going
page.
forward. It's still going forward.
Yep, I
It's just dog leg.
Yeah, exactly. Dog legs. There is a left-hand turn tunnel also at that crux of that straightening out that seems to be just flowing with it just seems to be another pipe that flows down. This one seems to be flowing at a stronger current though. As there's sort of a splashing current coming into this intersection where you can see this bloody water is splashing up.
Gross.
And then you can see about 20 feet ahead, there is two things you notice. On the left, there's a little alcove, a little concave half circle, where you can see there's a kind of gathering of mud and dirt, where you can see an old abandoned fire. Not fresh, just you can see clearly where someone had a fire burning. Possibly one of the spaces that Estos rested at. And then you can see directly across from it is the first right.
And then it does continue past that.
It continues past that.
Okay. So Jacquette will signal for the group to stay here, as he will then take that first right to see what's what.
Ooh.
So first thing you notice is that this there's rusted off raw iron gate to this. It's open and it's sort of just collapsed onto the ground, and you can go into this space. It is a very small room. You can give me a perception check if you'd like.
So sorry. So I take this right through the iron gate, and then
It
it's
would
a
you go
small.
through it. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you go through the iron gate. There's like a 5-foot tight hallway that then goes into a 10-foot by 15-foot room.
Okay. Let's perception check.
And while you're peeking around the corner, you can see on the far end of the room there is a very short set of stairs that goes up into another hallway. This area is less sewer and more tunnels at this point. Still
It's
stone,
an
still man-made.
18 for perception.
You don't see anything in this room disturbing. It is mostly just garbage and detritus. Old wood rotting away. No signs of blood on the walls in here. This actually seems like a fairly clean room. Surprisingly. You would see with that 18 that there is a sort of dense mist that rests on the floor. So very, very thin layer of misty fog on the floor that just sort of hangs there and moves. Like if you were to step into it, it would move with your body, the displacement of your footsteps, but it doesn't really seem to do much. It is sort of red orange in color, ochre,
Okay.
maybe, or ochre. However you pronounce
And
that.
our next turn, did he say to go up the stairs?
He says to go up. He says to, in this particular area, you basically follow this tunnel till its end. Wherever it spits you out is where you go.
Okay. So sorry. So there's this room. Does the tunnel continue? And there's also stairs.
So the set of stairs probably only goes up maybe 10 feet, and then it turns left from the set of stairs.
Okay, and that would lead to a different tunnel.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, then Jacquette will
Go back, gesture for the rest of the group to go forward, and then as they kind of play catch up, he will move through this and head down the tunnel.
Okay. So you would all, other than Septimus, notice the dense mist on the ground. Septimus, you would feel it though. This area gets very cold. These
freeze.
all of these sewer pipes are very, very cold in here, despite the waters flowing and not freezing. You all can't help but get a little wet passing through here, as there's that rushing pipe that splashes everyone a little bit with the ochre waters. You're moving through really tight tunnels here. The room is really only wide enough for a single person to squeeze through. These aren't even 5 feet wide. You take that left, and it actually goes to another small room. And you can see in his directions, he says to take the collapsed path. As you can see on the far end, there's an area where you're basically squeezing through actual rock. Like, this is not the actual tunnels themselves. You're squeezing through to another. It's a shortcut, basically, to where you need to go. Only one person at a time can squeeze through.
This is off of the mist room?
Yep. So basically, the mist room had the steps up, and there's just another small space there. And in that space is this tight rock hall that you have to climb through.
Oh, okay. We don't have to turn left there?
It's a left at the stairs that leads to this very, very small 5 foot by 10 foot space that has basically a collapse in the wall that has a tight tunnel of rock that is basically hugging itself. Think tunnel you have to walk through so the game can load the next area.
Got it. Does that mean we're gonna take a break so you can think of the?
Nope, I have the rest of that space. It is.
No, I would just make.
It is so you all have to go through one at a time.
Oh, you bastard!
All right, so
I mean, you can
goes first to scout ahead, and tells the rest, like, "Wait here. I'll see what's through this squeeze and be right back."
Okay, Jacques, you squeeze through, and you can get to the other side. You can see you kind of opens into a room of a similar size, where you're just sort of in an offshoot. It's, again, very tight, probably only 3 feet wide. Goes down about 10 feet, and then you notice that there's an opening where you can see sort of the ceiling. Like, this is an opening that's higher in another pipe.
Mm-hmm.
And if you creep up to, you can see there's a ladder that climbs down.
Okay.
Built into the walls of the sewer. This space, there's a little bit of light leaking through. As you can see that there's some beams of light coming from the ceiling, as if there's cracks in the sewer ceiling. So this area is dimly lit.
So the area at the other end of this passage is dimly lit.
Correct.
And is that a typical, like, north to south sewer line that we're entering?
Yes.
Are we entering, like, perpendicular to it?
Perpendicular to it, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so Jacques will go back to let the others know, that it's safe through the crack and to follow, and then he's going to, again, scout ahead, so without waiting for them, move forward and then drop down into this tunnel.
Okay.
Taking whatever direction he needs to go.
All right, who is going through this tunnel first? After Jacques.
Not.
Probably Saskia, right?
Probably Saskia.
Well, Saskia will go through, yeah.
Or wait. If she has the best sight and so does Jaquette, maybe she should go last. If he's going to be on the other side as we go one by one.
That's fair.
Would that be the best for making sure that we perceive and nobody gets caught off guard?
Okay.
So I'd imagine that Jaquette gets through. He says it's good to come through. He's on that side. Sass stays on the other side as the rest of us follow through, and then she comes back last.
Jacques immediately starts scouting ahead. So
next person that comes through
after him is like, where'd Jacques go?
I'll go first because nobody else wants to.
Okay.
Chris is along for the ride.
You climb down the ladder into the space.
Yeah.
So you can see now. Well,
Looking
let's
at his.
let's open up a battle map to
Oh my
Sure.
goodness.
give you a better reference.
I love
Guys, you
that.
know what? We should just go back the way we came. But you know what?
Yeah.
We didn't think of like dimensioning dooring that hard, so I think we should do that.
Yeah. Septimus is saying that to himself as he's squeezing through. Can't see anything, just literally has to feel ahead of him for how deep this thing goes. And like this tunnel is pretty long. It goes for a ways, but it's fairly straight. You're able to squeeze through. Fearn, you don't see Jacquet when you get to the other side. Jacquet has moved ahead. I imagine Septimus, you're right behind Fearn, and then Bruce and Sass through. So,
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
yeah, Fearn, you see Septimus just like can't see
Groping
anything.
the air.
I just I move my tail over his face.
Oh. What is this?
I do it again.
Yeah, Septimus, you feel Fearn's tail in your face. I think when you grab it, you're fairly confident what it is. As Fearn is kind of goofing around here. Bruce, as you're going through, you have obviously better vision with the tremor sense of this. You can see that there's actually little openings in this tunnel at like your feet that are probably like big enough for a large dog even to squeeze through.
So
Like yeah. There's more than just this tunnel. Like there's other cracks in the ground. And you catch a little bit of movement as you're passing through.
Oh, gosh. I think we got rats or something.
I don't think it's rats.
Septimus, you hear Bruce say, "We got rats or something" from behind you, probably like 20 feet behind you, coming through.
Hurry up. Make sure get Sass over here too.
Come on, Saskia.
Saskia comes behind. Bruce, you catch another glimmer of that movement with your tremor sense. Just little feet. Your guess is probably correct that these are rats. But these rats are not the size of a rat. They're the size of a large dog.
Blood brats.
Hey, Fearn, keep moving. We got some big rats. I think they're rats.
Can I see
I don't-
the entrance to whatever thing he's talking about?
It's fairly obscured by it being
Keep
within the
moving!
tight squeeze tunnel.
Stop looking at what I'm looking at.
Bruce, as you start to panic a little bit and start moving yourself, you can see these rats start to scurry towards the openings.
Ah, shit. And so Bruce is going to minor illusion, mold, or actually, that's a good idea. I'm gonna mold earth and try to collapse the tiny tunnels.
Their
one of them might be
tunnels.
coming-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, mold earth lets you do that. I'm pretty sure that's that the spell does.
Yeah.
So, so Bruce, as these large dog-sized rats are scurrying and kind of climbing over themselves to come out of their warren, their little den, to come after whatever is in their little tight tunnel, you seal up their hole, and you can just hear the muffled sounds of these rats scurrying and freaking out. Because I don't get to use my little rat mini.
Um,
It came for
It's a
free.
very
It came
unusual
free with
sized
some of
rat.
my new dwarven forge.
I'll make a new 47 friend if you want to use the mini.
There we go. But anyway, Sass is like coming through and finds you casting magic there, Bruce, and Sass is like, "What the hell are you doing? What the fuck is that?" As she can hear the rats behind the wall, which is a terrifying thing also.
Yeah, if you see another hole in the ground, just let me know and I'll patch it up. Fear, keep moving!
Why are you yelling at me?
Because you're not moving!
Josh. Josh.
Okay. While this is happening, Jacquet, you are sneaking into the next area. Give me a new
Right,
stealth
so-
check.
When I descended the ladder, did I go
Mhm.
right or left?
So there is a hallway that is about 25 feet long that then goes to a left or right.
So sorry. So exiting out of the tunnel
Mm-hmm.
brings me into
So basically, you had you exit out the tunnel. There's basically a little ledge right to the right that leads
Okay.
down into a 25-foot long tunnel.
okay. So I take a right out of the tunnel.
Out of the out of the.
And then it splits. Oh, he's gone.
I can hear you.
Bye.
Don't worry, I can hear you.
So take a right out of the rock tunnel into another tunnel that then I move 25 feet down or however long, and then it does something.
Wait, so is it 25 deep tunnel, or is the ledge 25 feet downward?
So, this is the 25-foot long tunnel. Where
Okay.
the wall ends is the ledge. Like the rest of the party is up above.
I see.
Got it. Cool.
Got it,
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. And then am I supposed to go left or right according to Mester's map?
Mester.
Mesmer.
Memer. Who are these ugly French toast men?
Memnite.
So he tells you to take a
Yeah,
right.
not-
right,
And
then
as you peek out, you can see that you can actually see to the left where the tunnel ends at a big iron grate where water would flow down.
Ah, okay. And then you wanted a stealth check. Sorry.
Yes. There is a
Yes.
much heavier stream of water coming from that left-hand pipe.
Mhm.
So it's not, I mean, it's by no means filling this whole tunnel, but it is filling up the actual basin to the
Mhm.
point where it's slightly difficult to walk through. It's difficult terrain. But if you stay to the
Okay.
edges, it's not.
Perfect. So
Oh,
Jacques,
what was that
sticking
stealth
to
check?
the edges. 19.
19. Okay, as far as you're concerned, nothing is detecting you. Perhaps it's
Sure.
the obnoxious squeaking behind you that is covering your tracks. Do you want to do a perception check as you look down the tunnel?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It's a 22.
22. Excellent. This area is it has a much thicker layer of this mist on the ground.
Okay.
So it moves with the displacement of the water flowing. It probably comes up a little bit higher, more like to your waist than just to the tops of your boots. The walls of this tunnel have a lot more of that blood weeping from them, and it seems as though the blood has like solidified in some places to the point when the way the blood solidifies almost looks like roots that are forming.
Oh.
And there's a ton of them. And you think back to above with those fungal growths, and this is starting to look similar to those fungal growths, but with thicker roots or mycelium spreading across the walls here.
And so I can see up to 120 feet. So looking down that right passage that we're supposed to go down, does this mist blood ooze continue the full length?
It does, and you can see down at the end, there's a part where the sewers in this area have collapsed a little bit, and there's some flooding, where this sort of the flowing bloody water kind of flows into this water and it dissipates into it. There's too much water there for it to overtake it, but these growths go all the way down the tunnel. And you can see at the end of the tunnel, you look over and there's some old ruined raw iron. It looks like it was installed to almost block off where the tunnel has collapsed.
Okay.
And then there is another kind of corner that you can see goes around where there's likely further tunnels to the left at the end of this tunnel.
Okay, and our directions are to head left.
You're to take this right and then kind of loop around to that left.
All right. So Jacquette, as the rest of the party comes out and descends the ladder from the ledge, will convey. There's more of that bloody ooze, but it's more concentrated here, and I don't know, some kind of mist that's settled upon the floor. It doesn't look great, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything nefarious at the moment.
Oh, okay. Is it all around? Like even on the ceilings?
No. Oh, yes. Wait, the ooze is all around. Is the mist all around?
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, just the ooze. The mist is staying at that waist high length, which is basically, Bruce, you're entirely
Right.
in the mist.
Yeah, so Jacquette conveys the height of the mist.
Okay, wait. So is it ooze or is it blood Rudy, or is the blood Rudy ooze?
Oh, the blood Rudy seems to be from the ooze.
All
Some
right.
maybe some kind of variant or something.
Can we lure the ooze down the left hallway and then move right, kind of like how we mistakenly did back there?
Well, the left hallway is pretty short.
Right,
don't-
exactly. But it might give us some sort
Well,
of.
if
edge
it
to-
takes up the entire space again, there won't be any way to get past it.
What about if the blood root is all over the place? Is it possible for us to navigate through it without touching it?
Well, Saskia can levitate.
Right, but she can only levitate herself.
Right.
Yeah, and you don't see the same sort of ooze curtains that you saw in that first chamber that indicated the larger oozes that eventually became the wall of blood. This is mostly just this blood root with the trickling blood that you saw. This doesn't immediately seem as though it will turn into a larger ooze, but you're not sure. And I'll say, carrying your 22 over here as you guys are whispering, Jacquette, as they're talking in hushed tones, you would just start to hear sort of a skittering sound as something is crawling on the ceiling.
I look up to the ceiling.
You would see two creatures crawling across the ceiling that seem to be eating, like stopping at different points and gnawing on the blood root. They look like medium-sized pill bugs, isopods, one might say.
Stoneback.
You could surmise,
Go ahead, guess.
but they're medium-sized, so they're fairly large. They would
Yeah.
be able to like completely like grapple Bruce and carry him off.
Oh no.
If you were
Most of the
thinking
isopods
about
have
Classic
witnessed.
move of every enemy in this campaign.
if you
Grapple
were thinking
Bruce
about
Dragonlord.
maybe climbing on the ceiling, there's something that might dissuade you from that.
What's that exactly?
Big bugs. Big, ugly, though root-eating bugs.
All right, I'm gonna keep my bag close.
My thinking, I'll try to sneak ahead. I'll try to climb along the walls to keep out of this mist. Unless anyone has something that might be able to dispel the mist, I think trying to avoid it might be our best bet.
I mean,
Fear pulls
have
out a
dispel-
sword.
I have capabilities of dispelling magic, but I can't see a thing. And
I don't
Uh,
know
is
if
there
this
a way-
mist is magical.
Septimus, you can see a little bit in this tunnel, as there's a little bit of light leaking
Right.
through cracks in it. So this whole, the larger tunnel that is on the battle map right now is all dim light as opposed to completely pitch black. So you
now-
would still need you still have disadvantage on perception checks if you're looking through, but everyone else has perfect vision in here. Well, up to the distance of your dark vision or your true sight.
What is beyond the blood root?
Yeah, where's the blood root again? On the mini map?
On the map, basically, once you leave where you can see Jacquette's mini, it is all over the walls. And
just all on the walls.
Yeah, basically, if it's this whole tunnel is coated in it, as if you'd almost look, if you didn't see some of the stonework behind the roots, you'd think you were no longer in sewers. You were in a sewer-like cave. If you couldn't see at the left-hand side, you can see the water rushing through the grates, but everything else is sort of writhed with this blood root, with like trickles, very small trickles of that blood, almost as if the root has been freshly watered.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Let me open that. There we go.
All right, so Ian will take his primary weapon out and then like wrap a piece of cloth around his mouth, kind of like just in case the mist has some sort of like effect. He wants to like, you know, cover up his breathing, and he's gonna step into the room carefully.
Wait, before you do that, how high does the mist come again?
Waist high, so it's a couple feet high. Well, Jacquette's waist, so Theon's upper thigh.
Oh, he's not that.
Are there any like? Is there any like sturdy objects that are near us, like barrels or crates or anything like that? No, probably not.
They don't really keep barrels and crates in the sewers. I mean, you know, there's raw iron bars at the end of the left tunnel.
No.
Got a big old rock.
No.
Yeah, he's got a big old rock.
He does have a big old rock.
Yeah, it's fairly, other than the natural or supernatural blood root growth. It's fairly organic, this space, with covering the stone walls.
So like
water.
keeping my weapon in front of me, Sean, I'm gonna swing. I'm like swinging it gently in a like a scanning fashion, kind of like a metal detector, to kind of just like push away some of the mist as I like slowly progress forward.
Out into the main tunnel.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So as you point your maul out and sort of just scan it as you're stepping forward.
You know, nothing too violent. You know, just
yeah,
trying
just
to,
keeping
like,
it ahead
slowly,
of you.
Yeah. So I don't
I'd
step
say
on anything I'm not supposed to.
as soon as that kind of like sticks out there and you're stepping out, like as you're stepping, you all would feel that like the ground is covered in, or the second you step out there, you can feel that the ground is covered in root. You hear snapping. It almost sounds like bones when you're stepping on it. And every time you step on, well, really, I'll say the first step you step when you go out, you step. I'm saying step too much. And the roots crack, and you can kind of see like almost like a burst of plume. A plume of spores almost comes out and sort of joins the mist.
I still have my air bubble running also.
That's correct.
Okay. Just as a...
And also, as soon as you step on that root, you
Right.
hear the skittering up above, as you would hear as these isopods would come up, and you can see they're They come up right above you, and they stare down at you for a moment. You can hear little squeaking noises, almost like screeching noises within, almost like the screeching of a cockroach as they're looking at you threateningly. They don't attack you right away, but they're like, get out of here. They're basically like putting on an intimidation show against you. There's 2 of them above you, both medium-sized.
I've got an idea. What if I just overwhelm this place with smoke? We won't be able to see, but what if we like drown out this other fume with smoke? Would it mix, or would it just? I don't know.
Will you be able to breathe?
Maybe. I mean, it's not a good idea. I just.
Can I attack one of the dung beetles, or is it like too far away, Sean?
Well, they drop down in front of you and are still hissing at you. You can go make an attack. They seem like they are about to attack if you don't, whatever you do next, and if it's not walk away, they seem like they're ready to attack.
I'm going to try.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Can I do this?
I'll give you a...
Okay, fine.
more
Halting
seconds.
Presence, I'm casting on one of them with my Gosu mask.
Okay.
So DC 16 Wisdom saving throw. I'm trying to intimidate them, saying, basically having them back off.
Wisdom
I'm hoping
save,
if one gets scared, the other will too. Yes, Wisdom saving throw. 16.
This creature fails. You can see it as your mask comes down, and there's almost like a reverse hissing from you at it, from the mask. You can see the creature rolls up into a ball.
I did 12 psychic damage, and it is frightened of me.
Okay, I'm going to ask everyone to roll initiative.
Oh no. But maybe a... Yeah.
Oh,
20 to 25. Actually, let me roll Sass's. Oh,
Saskia?
Sass got a 22.
Saskia?
I will roll for Sass, but I'll need someone to use her character sheet, like dictate what she does.
okay.
Okay, 15 to 19.
16.
Anyone else?
I can see. I can
Yeah,
fight.
Okay, 10 to 14.
14.
14.
Okay.
You can go, cat boy.
Thank you.
Okay, so one of these
My deck's
isopods.
higher.
Actually, before we jump into combat, I'm gonna take us to a quick break. So there's also a
we can
miniature
pee.
downstairs that I need to grab, also so that you can all pee. All right, we'll
A
be right back,
miniature?
folks. A miniature. All right, we'll be back. See you soon. Welcome back, everybody, to Adrift in Aldhalor. We are entering combat in the Bloody Sewers. We have 2 isopods in front of our party right now. Fearn is up front. One of them is afraid of him and has rolled up into a little roly-poly ball. I say little, but these things are medium-sized. They could carry Bruce away, as I said before the break.
Just like many other things.
So, initiative.
Even a large dog.
Sass is up. Septimus on deck. Jacquet, then Bruce. So, Sass is...
I don't get initiative.
Oh, Fearn, what did you get?
A 4.
So low, I almost forgot. All right, so Saskia's up first. Who would like to control Saskia, since Sass is not actually here?
I'll do it.
All right, what would you like Sass to do?
She's gonna cast Eldritch Blast at the one that I didn't fear.
Okay, so she's doing an Eldritch Blast. I will roll for her. 14 to hit. This is where Sean gets to play D&D with himself. 14 hits. So Saskia.
2 beams?
Oh, that's right. It is 2 beams.
Pew pew.
She hits both of them. Let's see how much damage she deals. Oh, lowest possible on the first one. And okay, so 5 and 8 force damage on the isopod. And you said that you had her attack the one you had not attacked yet.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, excellent. All right, that was Sass's turn. Septimus, you are up. Jacques is yes.
I believe she gets Lance of Lethargy on that guy, so his speed is reduced by 10.
Thank you very much for that. Again, I do not know your character sheet, so you guys will need to be accountable for Sasses. All right, Septimus, you're up. Jacques, you're on deck.
Can I walk past it without invoking an attack of opportunity?
Like, is there space to avoid its range?
Yeah.
Not really. There's basically they've gotten a position where any 5 feet that you can move through will be entering their territory.
Then in that case,
Yeah.
I'll just hit it with a Sacred Flame.
Which one? The one that's frightened or the one that Sass just attacked?
The one that Sass just attacked.
All right, Sacred Flame is a deck save.
Deck save, 17.
17. It fails.
Boom.
7. Did Mike freeze?
Yeah, he
Looks
did.
like
I think he did. Unless he's really good at staring.
Guys, hello.
There he
Oh,
is.
you're back.
There
That
he
was the
is.
weirdest experience ever because I heard that whole conversation. It was like, did Mike freeze? And
Really?
it's like, I can hear you.
That's so funny. That's wild. What was your damage roll?
11 points of radiant damage.
11 radiant. Okay. All right. The isopods, you hear just sort of the shrill shrieking coming from it as the holy flames begin to burn it up. You can also notice the radiant flames of your sacred flame seems to burn away some of the mist in that area. So in that 5-foot space, there is no mist except until once the flames burn away, it all comes back in. So basically, radiant energy disperses the mist, but there's so much mist that unless it's a lot of radiant energy, it just fills the space back up within the 6 seconds of the turn. But the radiant energy gives you 6 seconds of no mist in that space.
Yeah.
Anything else? All right. Oops. Turn the music off. All right. Sorry. Jacques, you're up. Bruce, you're on deck.
So did Fionn move into the mist at all?
I took 1 step.
Yeah, he's basically just into the mist. Where he's standing right now is where the mist basically begins.
Okay.
He has. You said you wrapped something around your face, right, Fionn?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, and then your mask also came down over that.
Mm-hmm.
But
alright, so
at this time, the only disturbance you would have seen was that some more spore like mist went into the air when he stepped on a root and it kind of broke its skin surface.
Okay. So first thing Jacques will do is he's going to throw the Dagger of Lightning Return at the not frightened isopod that everyone else has been ganging up on. So that is a nat 1. Okay. He is then going. Of course. He's then going to bonus action disengage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Mimicking Fearn is going to wrap the scarf that Saskia had gotten all of us back before we left the city. Wrap that around his face, and then he is going to move past Fearn down the hallway.
Left or right?
So he's going to go right past Fearn, and then basically try to get to the corner opposite.
Okay.
Where the tunnel turns to the left.
Yep. And what's your movement speed?
30 feet.
So I can get you right before the turn.
Okay. And then I will end my turn.
All right, Bruce, you're up.
Bruce doesn't have much to do.
Isopods are up and then Fearn.
Yeah. Bruce definitely wants to be next to somebody against these isopods. So those that like moved through. So how? I mean, I can't see the mist. That's the problem. So I don't really know.
I mean, it's pretty safe to assure, if based on what Jacques said, that if you leave this 25-foot long hallway, you will be completely enveloped in mist.
Okay. I think I would try to. I don't know. Wait, Septimus, where did you go?
Septimus did not move. He's just right. Basically, he's right next to you.
Okay, thank you.
The concaveness of this has caused all your characters to just fall into a pile in the middle.
Nice.
But Bruce, you are right here.
Right there. Okay. Thank you. Do I burn a spell slot? I don't have many of those. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're all good.
Bruce doesn't have much. I might run up next to Fearn.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of.
Oh, jeez. That actually frightened me.
And Draconic Cry and give him advantage on those two and then run behind them again.
So what's the range on Draconic Cries? Because you have to capture them in it, not the allies in it.
Well, allies in it doesn't matter too much, right?
No, doesn't it affect the enemy, not your allies?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 10 feet. So you could definitely capture the isopods in that.
Yeah, and then I'll just get right behind Fearn.
Okay.
After that.
So everyone has advantage on attacks against the isopods until the end of... Is the end or the beginning of your next turn?
I think it's the beginning of my next turn. Just verify that.
Because that makes sense. Otherwise, you would get 2 advantaged attacks on them.
Yeah. Until the start of my next turn, yeah.
Okay.
And then with my action, I'm just going to take the dodge action.
Okay. Bruce is hiding behind our good buddy, our stalwart defender, taking the dodge action. Excellent. The isopods are up. So one of them is afraid of Fearn. so it can't move closer to Fearn, so it can't actually go and attack anyone other than Jacques. It can kind of roll away with a lateral move away from Fearn. The other one, though, that's been taking a few hits is going to attack Fearn. Seeing sort of this moment. Fearn is a 16 hit.
No, thank you, sir.
All right, so this creature literally like lunged forward towards you, Fearn. You can see it almost, it's attempting to use its many arms to grab onto you and seize you. But it fails, as you imagine, like you bring up your maul and it just sort of falls backwards onto the ground and slithers around, staring at you as the other one is going to go rolling in its isopod form to Jacques. Actually, what is speed? Okay, yeah.
I'm assuming no attack of opportunity there. He was too far away.
Yeah, and that one was too far away. Let me move this guy up. He's in your range now.
Nice.
Jacques is a 21 to hit.
Does it have disadvantage because it is frightened and it can see Fearn?
Yep. So it rolled the same thing twice. 21 to hit.
That does hit.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Sorry, bud. All right, that's going to be 10 points of bludgeoning damage. And you are considered grappled by this stoneback isopod that has seized onto you.
All right, well, I will uncanny dodge with my reaction to only take half.
Love that. But yes, this isopod has jumped onto the back of Jacques at this point. The other one failed its attack. Fear, and you are up. There's one on top of Jacques, one in front of you.
I guess I'm gonna hit the one that's in front of me, Sean, and I get advantage on the attack because of Bruce's thing.
Yep.
So I'm going to do a one of
yup.
those moves, one of those greater weapon fighting thingy doodads that I always don't remember the name of.
Great Weapon Master?
That one.
So that's -5 to your attack.
-5 to that attack. I got a 21, so -5 is...
That'll still hit.
Yeah, cool. Alright, so... Well, shit. Regular damage. 16, but it's doubled the strength modifier, so it should be 21 bludgeoning damage. And then I get to add 2d6 thunder, I mean. So that's going to be 28 total, 7 thunder damage.
You're attacking with the maul, right?
Correct.
And did you attune to the maul? Or are you using it raw?
Did.
Okay, cool.
I
Just making sure.
to the maul. And I am not using the grounded strike. I guess not. I guess I could be using the grounded strike, but
so
I didn't call
when you attune to the maul. Never mind. Let's just go roll with it. What was the damage?
The damage was 28 total. 21 bludgeoning, 7 thunder.
Thunder, perfect. Okay, excellent. This thing is definitely looking well bloodied.
Can I do it again, Sean?
Go for it.
Okay, so this time I am going to use the bonus action to do the grounded strike, which doubles my strength modifier for damage rolls, which is basically the same thing as the other thing, except I don't have to have the negative effect of the attack. So I'm rolling with +9 to hit. 22.
22 will hit.
Okay. Same damage as before, so it's gonna be that's gonna be 16 bludgeoning and 12 thunder damage.
Oh yeah, max thunder. How do you kill this thing?
So first strike, I just do an overhead strike and crack into the carapace, into the back, and that kind of from the sheer impact, it kind of opens it up. You know, it's not used to taking that so much direct damage, and it wants to try and retreat. So it like pops itself out of its like defensive position, and I take that opportunity to just jam the edge of the back of my maul like into its face, and just like smash it off to the side, and it like rolls and topples into the room.
Yeah, absolutely. As this thing is squished like you'd imagine a bug would be squished. All right. Saskia is up. So there's one dead. Yes.
No, explain. I have a request for Sass's turn.
Okay. Cool.
I also just wanted to move my character next to flanking position with the other enemy.
Now remember, you just get the +1 for additional allies. Each additional ally, not flanking. Cool. Request for Saskia's turn.
Lightning lure.
Lightning lure.
Okay. I'm okay with this. It's it does a DC 17 strength check. On fail, it takes 2d8 damage, moved closer to her, and yeah.
Thereby ending the grapple effect on Jacquet.
Wowie wowie.
Unless she
just
just
have to
takes
be
you with them.
Just to move up,
does
right?
not. Yeah, she has to
What
be
is the
within
range?
15 feet of it.
15 feet.
15. And then it gets pulled up to 10 feet of her.
You don't go with it?
No. It's specifically under the grappled condition. It says that any effect that removes the grappled
Moves the creature
from the reach of the grappler.
That is very good to know. I've never didn't actually know that. That's really useful to know as a player.
Yeah, cool.
That you can get rid of a grapple that way. It's also useful as a DM.
A shove attack.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good shove attack's good. That makes sense. Like, it all makes sense. All right.
What's the
strength check?
bludgeoning feature? Yes.
Oh,
Sorry,
the
DC.
basher or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It does not succeed. So this thing gets pulled, and it's gonna take, what is
2d8.
it? 2d8 lightning. It gets pulled 10 feet, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, 10 feet in a
So it
straight
should
line.
be within range of Sass now.
It's actually up to 10 feet, so if you don't want to pull it within her threat range, you can
10
take it
But it
off.
has to end its turn within 5 feet of her to take the damage.
Okay.
That's how they get you.
It doesn't involve an attack of opportunity from you, does it?
No, because it's moved against its will.
Hmm.
Attacks of opportunity are not triggered when you're moved against your will.
Come on.
Awesome. So, you see, and this is cool because this is a move she's never used before. And I think Shannon, when she watches this, is going to probably like Lightning Lure more than she did before. As there's, I imagine, like, because she's got her Pact of the Blade, and I imagine just sort of a whip is formed in the same fashion that the blade is summoned. She swirls it around, and the lightning kind of cracks in the air, creating these little flashes of bright light, Septimus, where, granted, you can see a little bit because it's dim, but for a moment you see bright light, Septimus, and this is the first time that you actually see how grotesque this hallway is, and how there's blood leaking from the walls, and there's all these writhing, wet roots of blood, and this massive isopod creature with fangs that is wrapped in this lightning and ripped across the room off of Jacquet's back.
Thank you.
Anything else for Sass? She's got 15 feet of movement and her bonus action left.
She does this.
Yeah,
does a
she
little
puts the
dance.
scarf on her face.
You put those finger guns back in the holster.
She puts the scarf back on her face. Cool. All right. Before Septimus goes up on the initiative count 20, you all start to see puffs of mist coming out of the ground where that isopod was killed by Thiern. as you can suddenly see these blood roots. They don't like writhe into it. They literally shoot through it like spikes, going up into its body. So you see, and then wrap and dig into its skin as it starts to slowly get puppeted up. As suddenly, like, this same blood starts to leak from the open wounds of the bug as it just starts to crawl around, twitchy, back reanimated by these roots. As you can see, it starts to rapidly rot. Like, the actual shell starts to decay a little bit as sort of this fungal growth goes over it, as it has been taken control by the blood roots.
Assuming control.
Oh no. Is it clicking, Sean?
What's that?
Is it clicking? There you go.
No, it took me a second. It took me a second. As it is now the rot fiend's turn.
Rot's turn.
All right. Where was it next to? Sass is right there. It's going to go for attacks on Sass. All right, it's going to rush up with its weakening thorns to do 2 attacks on her. First one is a 15 to hit, which just hits Sass.
Oh no.
And the second one is going to miss. All right, so let's deal this damage from its weakening thorns. So it's 2, 8. That's not 8. Oh, that is 18 points of piercing damage on Saskia. And she has disadvantage on Constitution saving throws until the end of the Rot Fiend's next turn.
No.
So someone remember
Do you
that.
want us to put that on her sheet? I don't think I can.
I can do. I'm the only one who can do the damage, so I did it. But keep the disadvantage in mind for her. That is the Rot Fiend's turn. Septimus, you're up. Jacquet, you're on deck. So you just saw the
isopod,
horrible.
Yes, the isopod that just reanimated and is now
Yep.
rotting. I will go for a guiding bolt on it this time.
Go
instead.
for it.
Oh,
And I'll cast a level 2.
level 2.
Nice. Go for it.
And if I'm correct, I get advantage because of the scream.
I will allow the Yop to persist into the reanimated body.
How nice.
Yeah, so you do have advantage, yes.
Thank you. Well, I probably would still hit, but. Ooh. It's a nat 20.
Hell yeah, brother.
Let's go.
Go ahead and maximize that damage.
Second level, I guess that's. Wait, it's maximum?
So how many dice, what's the dice roll?
It's 10d6.
No, that's not
That's
right.
not 10d6. That can't be level 2.
I don't know why that's. Yeah. It's
So
Oh.
D&D Beyond Auto sets
Yeah.
it. If you roll a
Mhm.
nat 20, it automatically will double the damage dice for you.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
so it's 5d6.
So I just click it to roll. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but it. Okay, yeah.
I wish it didn't do that. I wish it didn't do that. So that's 30 automatically. It automatically deals 30 damage. And then you roll the regular 5d6.
Okay. I'll just naturally do that. 5d6. I roll the 5d20. Don't disregard that. I'm an idiot.
Hey,
Let's try that again.
hey. Less negative self-talk there, Mike. You're not an idiot.
22. So that'd be 52. Points of radiant
We have 52 points of radiant damage. As you can see, there's sort of this burst of radiant energy as there's the mist all around that area all dissipates and burns up like tissue paper before being reallocated with more that's around it, but the creature takes a significant amount of damage there. Septimus, how do you want to do this?
Just seeing like the rot like start to creep over its body, and like, oh shit, just this yellow radiant light beam shoot and just become everything that turned rotted or like brown, or not brown, but like I'm just picturing like an ichor, like dark ichor, just lights up and just starts fizzling from the inside as it kind of just burns from this radiant heat from the inside and just kind of just like vaporizes to like dust. And
okay, excellent. I love it. As you can see, this burns away the rotted carcass of the isopod, which leaves no corpse behind, which means that it cannot be reanimated again. I will say you notice that when the reanimated isopod was vulnerable to radiant damage.
I figured. But thank you.
As you dealt 104 damage to that thing.
Holy crap.
Critted and it's vulnerable. Literally best case scenario. All right, Bruce, you are up. I'm sorry, Jacquette, you are up.
Cool. Jacquette is going to just throw his dagger at the one in front of Sass. This was affected by Bruce's yap, correct?
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, they were both affected by it.
Advantage, and that's a natural 20.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Damn. You have advantage, so maximize that sneak attack too.
So I will roll. I feel like Daniel. I have to write this out now.
Right.
Okay. So we have 18 plus 22, 26, 37, 41 magical piercing, and then 7 lightning.
Did you double the lightning dice as well?
Yes.
Or maximize it, I mean? Okay.
Yes.
Holy shit, 48 damage on this thing. It is within inches of its life. It is still alive, but it takes this. I just imagine this bolt shot, or the dagger goes into its back as it's already, like, as Sass's lightning is dissipating, your lightning goes through it, and you just hear this horrible cracking sound as the dagger breaks through the isopod shell and then rips out and returns to your palm.
All right, and then Jacquette is going to continue down the sewer, like turn the corner, and then take the bonus action hide.
Excellent. So you want to move your full movement into that next chamber, hallway?
I think,
or just around the corner?
Just around the corner, and then do the hide, so that next turn I can look around or whatever happens. You know. No, sorry, around the.
Oh,
not that far.
Okay. Yes. Sorry.
So literally break line of sight with it.
Okay. And is that position good?
Yes, and then that's just a 15 on stealth.
Excellent. Okay. At the end of at the end of Jacquette's turn, there is going to be a villain action for an entity in the room.
No.
Oh dear. And Jacquette, I'll say with your positioning, you can kind of with your passive perception. What is your passive perception, by the way? 16?
16.
Okay. Does anyone else have a 16 or higher?
For a passive perception?
I have exactly 16.
So Bruce, you wouldn't see this, but you would hear it. Jacquette and Bruce, you would notice that there is something in the water at the end of the tunnel that is, for all intents and purposes, entered the fray in terms of the actual initiative and might be responsible for some of the route action. Jacquette.
So, from what I can see on this battle map, the main tunnel looks like it ends with that grate. And then, okay. Oh. And would I remember from the directions, or I guess would I have time after I hide to quickly look at the directions to see where we need to go?
Yeah, Jacquette. So you're basically like I imagine you just dealt that awesome hit. You hide behind the corner. You're looking at the directions. You can see that the hallway to your left, you're supposed to go down that and climb into the narrow pipe to get to the next floor. Okay. And it's like, imagine like as you're looking at this, you're like, okay, that's where I have to go. That you hear the like gurgling, grumbling as you can see a wake in the water as it slowly comes down, and you can see almost as if there's like this green, red, orange ichor sort of gathering in the water. As a villain action will happen, Jacquette, roll me 2d4.
That is 3.
3.
What has he got? What has he got in his pockets?
Basically, what you all see is that the roots in the walls, where they're most clustered, you can see the corpses of creatures basically break free from it. As you can see sort of other isopods, other large rats, all that have been sort of reanimated and sort of infused with the fungal roots, just sort of push their heads out and screech out as they crawl out of there. As you see 3 rot fiends crawl out into the battlefield.
Oh, bye.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. All right. No monsters, my ass.
Jacquette, you would hear this coming from the tunnel where your friends are.
Okay.
Okay, Bruce, you are up. You see these 3 rot fiends come out of the walls.
Just at the end of Jacquette's turn, I think he would have said something along the lines of, I think this is another fight we should flee from.
A little too late for that. I'm like literally surrounded by enemies.
It's not too late. It's never too late.
All right, Bruce is gonna look
And remember,
at...
Bruce, you also identified that there's a bigger thing at the end of the tunnel that's going to possibly show up.
Yeah. And Bruce doesn't see a way other than going in that direction, unfortunately.
Yes.
So Bruce is going to continue doing what he's doing. He's going to dash and scream over to Jacquette.
And by scream, do you mean another yop?
Scream. Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
You know, trying to capture as many of the enemies I can.
Sure, yeah. So, I mean, I guess my question is how willing are you to take opportunity attacks? Or are you disengaging?
I am dashing.
Okay.
And I am dodging. I am not getting within 5 feet of any of these guys. So if I need to forego...
Are you using the dodge or dash action?
Wait. Actually, no, I have... How far can I get through there to Jacquette?
What's your movement speed?
30. I probably need to dash, right? If I were to just book it right to him.
You can get basically right there.
Okay.
So about there'll be 5 feet between you and Jacquette. You will, no matter what, take at least one opportunity attack. You either, because the shortest path is to go basically walk through Sass, but there is an enemy within 5 feet. It's the lowest amount of opportunity attacks you can take.
All right. Well,
because the other path is basically running through all of the enemies and taking an opportunity attack from all of them.
All right. So the one enemy that's there, the one enemy has like no health left, right?
Yeah, it got wrecked by Jacquette in the last turn. It looks really rough.
Bruce is gonna try his best to take a
take out a frying pan.
Yeah, you bet. He's gonna use his shield. All right, because his he's got a nice +1 shield, and he's gonna try to take a something out of Fearin and Jacquette's book, and he's gonna run past the bug, and kind of like with his weight, he's gonna jump up and then just try to like shield bash it. Like you kind of squash a bug with a shield.
Okay.
Improvised weapon attack, does that count?
I would allow it to be an improvised weapon attack because, funny enough, frying pan is a improvised weapon within the lists in the examples.
Hell yeah.
I'll say it's a melee attack roll, of course. I'm gonna say it's not a finesse weapon, so you have to use your strength.
Okay.
Although I think strength or dex doesn't really matter too much for you. Although your dex is really bad. Never mind. But
yeah,
it's basically. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say it deals 1d6 plus strength modifier damage.
Got it.
You don't add your proficiency bonus because you're not proficient in improvised weapons, so it would just be a regular strength modifier.
Got it. I am gonna yell at it.
Oh, that's right. You're yopping first, so you'll have advantage.
Yeah. Yes.
All
right, here we go. 15. Does a 15 hit?
15 does hit, and I'll say you got in. You maneuver yourself to yop so that it catches at least one of the other. The bottom two, basically the one you're attacking in the bottom rot fiend, get yopped.
Got it.
15 does hit, so go ahead and roll damage. So it's a d6 plus your strength modifier.
All right. You mean minus my strength modifier?
Yeah.
4.
Oh my god, dude! It's so like anyone else would have killed it.
Of course.
What's your strength modifier? Is it -1?
It's -1, yeah.
Yeah, you would have never. There's no world where you would have killed it unless you got a nat 20. But it takes this bonk on its head from your shield as you kind of hop up, and I imagine like bring the shield down and then kind of roll off of its back before it is going to still get an attack of opportunity on you.
All right, that's fair.
But don't worry, it did not roll too well. An 11 to hit.
Ooh, hits my armor.
So I imagine like you roll off of its back and to this point where your shield is up, and intentional or not, it just comes crashing into that shield for a moment, Bruce. Yeah. As you can see, like the claws skittering across, was then you can pop and keep moving towards Jacquette.
Hell yeah. It doesn't look good too when Bruce is doing it. Like he thinks it looks good, but it doesn't.
It's very Hobbit-esque in the way you're just sort of accidentally getting the hits off and then rolling away and just narrowly getting the shield up at the right moment.
Like his feet never leave the ground, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry. Anything else? Anything else, Bruce?
I think that's all I could do.
All right. The isopod is up. This thing is actually quite scared, as there are rot fiends around. You actually get the impression that this chamber has probably been growing like this for a while and very slowly consumes its prey to create these rot fiends. So these isopods that you first witnessed here are probably like, hey, this is a great tunnel. It's got all this food in it. Not realizing that upon the need of the root, they would be reanimated and controlled. So this thing is going to disengage, actually, and scurry away.
I wasn't going to hit it anyway, Sean.
As it climbs up that wall towards the ceiling, towards safety, it presumes. All right, Fearn, you are up. There is an isopod in front of you and behind you. The one in front of you is not within melee range yet, but the one behind you is.
It is not. That's a bummer. All right, I guess I'm gonna go with the one behind me. I'm just gonna do the thing that I always do. First attack, I'm going to. So let me just get this right, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
The grounding strike doubles my strength modifier.
Correct.
And my greater weapon mastery thingy lets me add plus 10 instead of plus 5. So
no. The plus 10 is an addition to the plus 5.
Oh, well then I was doing that wrong last time, but I guess it doesn't matter too much.
It's okay.
So
basically the grounded,
it would be 10 plus 10 if I did
the grounded feature allows you to basically treat the weapon as if it was the its original size, so it gives you that double modifier. So if you grounded and attacked with Great Weapon Master, you would have a plus 20 damage.
Yes. But if I do that, I might miss.
You might miss because it has the -5 and you can't move afterwards.
Right. I'm going to do it anyway, Sean.
All right, we got a grounded Great Weapon Master attack.
22 minus 5 is 17 to hit.
17 will hit.
Yeah. Alrighty. 2 6s. Let's go. So that's
hell yeah.
32 bludgeoning damage, maximum damage on the bludgeoning part, and then I get to roll 2d6 for lightning. So that's an extra 3 thunder damage.
Nice. 35 damage total. Hell yeah.
Is
to
it
the one
dead?
above you? Nope.
I do it again.
Go for it.
Actually, this time I can't use the grounded, right?
Correct. It's only once. It's only once per turn. Yeah.
Right.
So you can still do Great Weapon Master to get the plus 10.
I think I'm not going to use the Great Weapon Master this time. I don't want to push my luck too much.
No problem.
I should have done it.
That's how it always goes.
Okay, so now we just do regular damage and added 2d6 to it. So that's 14 bludgeoning and 10 more thunder.
Ooh, nice in that thunder roll.
Yeah.
This thing's definitely bloodied.
Oh my goodness, it's not even dead.
Anything else? You bonus action, you
Me?
can't move, you use your action.
But I can action surge, my friend.
You can action surge. That's true, you are a fighter.
So I'm gonna do that.
Sass is up, by the way, if anyone wants to think about what she should do. Thank you.
Here I go
Steph.
again on my own.
Action surge. Fearn charges up with 4 runes of his elders.
20 to hit, Sean.
20 will hit.
Come on. There's too many things on my screen. I can't roll the dice. Okay, so that's 13 bludgeoning damage. And 7 thunder damage.
How do you want to kill this thing?
Yeah! Spin to win, baby. I just freaking starts... I'm
just a whirlwind of chaos.
I'm just whirlwinding it like counterclockwise, spin, just giving it some great centrifugal force. You know, just bashing it up against the wall, and like pieces of it are just flying everywhere.
Absolutely, as this thing gets smashed up. Unlike the one that Septimus killed, its body remains. It does not disintegrate with the radiant energy.
And because I action surged, I still have a second attack, right?
Yep.
So I'm gonna step 5 feet towards the one that's behind me.
You can't move because you used your grounded feature.
Okay. Can I? I can't. I have to use that attack with the same weapon.
You can keep smashing it.
The one. I can overkill it.
You could overkill it. Does technically, I think you. I don't believe you can split your attack amongst a range. Do you have a ranged weapon?
Whenever you take an attack action on your turn. Yeah, I mean technically I could do that. And I have a throwing weapon.
Yeah, I'd allow you to throw a throwing axe.
Cool.
So which one are you going to throw it at? The left or the bottom one?
The one that's there's a very weak one, like the one that Bruce hit.
The one crawling on the wall is super weak, but it's running away.
Oh, that's the one that's running away. Okay.
Yeah.
So
the other two are full health.
The other two are full health. Okay, I'm gonna actually throw it at the one that's further away from me, the one that's kind of close to
the one
Saskia,
on the left?
because
yeah,
I want to protect her.
Go for it.
I'm gonna try and get its attention. So throw a hand axe. Whee! Is a 15 hit?
15 does hit.
Sweet. 10 slashing damage, friend.
Okay, the hand axe sinks into the rooted flesh of the rot fiend. All right, I think that's absolutely everything you can do, Fearin. So we'll go to Saskia. Steph, what's Sas gonna do?
So I just want to make sure that I have this right. Septimus is the only one left in the back alcove, right? The back tunnel.
Correct. Yes.
And then the creatures that joined the fight are the rot fiends, right? Which seem to be weak to the radiant energy.
Correct.
How are we feeling about their resistances, gang? We think they're resistant to necrotic.
Most likely.
All right. So,
If you remember, like 2 sessions ago,
we don't know the nature of it. I mean, you could try it.
Right.
An experiment. So, but we'll definitely know in the future.
Yeah, she doesn't have the spell slots, so I think she's going to shout to Septimus. I can't do a very good Irish accent, but I'll attempt it. She's like, "Come on, Septimus, we got to keep on going."
So
That's
good.
Irish, right?
It was more Scottish.
Same thing.
Ooh,
oh God. Okay.
John's about to give you a disadvantage.
North of the channel, they're all the same.
Oh, this boss is gonna get out sooner than I originally planned.
Oh. Just kidding. Meow. Anyways, she is
goddamn bastard.
She's going to Eldritch Blast. Both are going to hit the one that's like in that corner. So
the
not
one above her?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Go for the. Oh, I have to roll the attack.
Yeah.
All right, both of them going towards that guy. First one is a 17, which will hit. Second one is a natural 20.
Wow.
Wow, we're getting good rolls tonight.
Very annoying that it does the auto. I wish I could turn
it
off.
Just roll twice.
I'm sure. I'm sure there's a setting.
Roll.
There's probably not.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll 2d10. Ooh, that is nice. 15 plus 4, 19 plus another 4 is 23. And then add 20 to that, 43 damage. Woo! Nice. This thing is absolutely
At another
bloodied.
20? Wait.
Sorry, 43 damage. Or 33 damage, sorry. Because It was only one of them that
Yeah,
was in
only
that 20,
one of
so
those.
it's only 10.
Yeah.
One of the 10s, yeah. I accidentally added an extra 10.
All right, so that guy's movement is reduced by 10.
Minus 10. Yep.
And then she's gonna bonus action Tentacle of the Deep on the
Nice.
same one, making a melee spell attack. And she's actually gonna summon it 10 feet away from that creature because it actually has a range of 10 feet apparently.
Yep. And which direction 10 feet away?
Yeah, put it in between the two of them.
Correct. Yep.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. And I will roll the attack for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a good ability. It gets the it's basically like a spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
None as good, of course, because it's not a spell.
It
But
doesn't scale, but
hell yeah, that's definitely gonna hit with a 27.
all right. And then it's 1d8 cold.
So that's gonna be 7 cold damage. On
And
it.
am I-
And it's another minus 10 on its movement speed. What was that, Steph?
So I'm looking through her sheet now, and I don't actually see anything for the tentacle that makes it minus.
If you look in bonus actions, the Tentacle of the Deep attack says on a hit, the target takes 1d8 cold damage and its speed is reduced
Oh.
by 10.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
Mhm. No, you're good.
It's right. It's literally right there.
It's literally right
yeah.
there.
So minus 20 feet movement, and then she
Hell
is gonna
yeah.
use her fur movement
Fur
to
movement.
join Bruce and Jacquet.
Okay, do you want her right up with you all as close as she can get?
Yes.
She's got 30, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe offset a little bit, just in case there's any big AoEs. And before she leaves, she's gonna energetically motion for Septimus to follow her.
Yeah. So I have her right next to you guys right now. Where would you prefer her to be?
You know what? That's fine. We don't need to overly metagame.
Looks good.
Saskia would just join them.
Yeah. She's
Do a little
she
huddle.
is a little offset, but it's hard to kind of offset in a tight sewer
Fair enough.
while actually heading towards the direction you need to go in. Excellent. All right. That was Sass. Initiative count 20. You can see the roots are writhing again. And you can see several of them pincer into the dead rot fiend. And you can see it kind of raises up again, the one next to Fearn.
Another
one. No, it's the same one. As you can see, that its body didn't get disintegrated by any radiant energy, so it was rerouted. It does look bloodied upon entering the fight, though. It doesn't look like it's its full form. But there is that rot fiend's back.
Wah, wah.
And it is the rot fiend's turn. All right, Fearn, you're gonna get attacked by this one. Oh shoot! I completely
Okay.
forgot to do something when that thing died. It's okay. We'll say you really hit it really hard. That the thing didn't happen.
How did it?
Sounds good.
Uh,
to me.
Explode blood.
Actually, I'm sorry, Fearn. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Why'd you have to say something? It's all stuff.
How is that my fault?
I'm just gonna say it happened at a different time than it would have normally happened.
13.
It meets it beats. You are able to beat this as the thing died. Then I'll say again, as the roots went into it, there would have been a splashing and misting upon you of this bloody rot. That I'm sorry to say, a cloth mask and even your mask is not going to actually prevent you from getting. In this particular circumstance of it literally splashing into your face like this, the masks work with the any kind of masks work, people.
Not in your world.
Not when you're splashed and your mask is a thin cloth and that it
Yeah, but
seeps
my
through
mask
it.
is also indestructible. I can't get it off my face.
That's true. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You succeeded, so you do not suffer the creeping rot effect. All right, but it is going to go for an attack on you.
Okay.
It's gonna use its it's gonna use its rotting vomit on you.
Wow.
Oh wow, it actually has reach on that. I didn't know that. All right, 18 to hit.
Nope.
Okay. Second attack is gonna miss as well as it attempts to basically retch. Is it basically attempting to grab you and then retch in your face?
Gross.
But you're able to push it off, and it's unable to grab onto you, so you do not contract any of the creeping rot that it tries to puke on you.
Sweet.
Second one is gonna do the same thing.
Oh my god, it's Puke City over here.
Yeah, as Fearin is basically getting swarmed. Oh my god, I can't roll for shit today. First attempt at the retch is gonna fail. These things can't retch on you, Fearin. You're holding the retch at bay. Let's see if Septimus can.
Uh-oh.
Septimus, is a 23 hit?
23? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Oh,
I need
yeah.
I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
What if I don't
And-
want to do that?
You're going to take 4 plus 4, 8 bludgeoning damage from just the force of this thing grabbing onto you. And then as it grabs onto you, it's not grappling you. This is just for the effect of the attack. It grabs on and basically just retches this bloody bile all over you. So give me a con saving throw.
I'm
21.
assuming Septimus is not 10 feet from the tentacle.
He is not.
Okay.
21.
21? Okay, you do not contract any creeping rot. But it's going to go for a second attempt at this on you. So this was a 17 hit.
Yes, just makes it.
All right, give me another con save as it's going to attempt to retch again. Is you're also going to take 7 bludgeoning from just the force of it grabbing onto you.
Come on, boy.
Come on, Mom.
Yeah, no, we found that.
What'd you get?
6.
6. Okay, Septimus. You gain a level of exhaustion.
Oh,
Oh.
fuck.
And you're infected with creeping rot. When you take a short rest, you only get half the healing from your hit dice. So half of whatever you roll to heal. Same thing with a long rest. You only get half your health back. Your exhaustion levels cannot be reduced by finishing a long rest.
Oh,
What?
When you finish a long rest, you have to make this saving throw again.
Oh,
that's horrible.
yikes.
That is the Rot Fiend's turn. Septimus, you're up.
How dare
You just got puked on by this rotten, half dead old isopod creature that just grabbed onto you and puked this wretch into your face and onto your beautiful robes. What do you do?
Seeing how I'm getting separated from the group and seeing how well it worked last time. This fucking thing's in my face though.
Yeah, it's
Jeez.
in melee range with you.
Fuck it, I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm gonna go for
Oh my
Guiding
God.
Bolt.
You're at disadvantage because it's a ranged spell attack.
I know. I'm
Okay.
just gonna do it anyway.
Go for
Just out
it.
of desperation. I'm gonna go level 4 too.
Oh, hell yeah.
Come on. Okay, that's 21 or fuck. God damn it. 11.
Fortune 11 is not going to hit.
Yeah.
As this creature, it's almost like it was wrestling with you, attempting to spew this puke on you. As you try to get the spell off, and it just sort of, your hand doesn't go quite right, and it just hits the ceiling and disperses.
Could have done this first, but I'll just use my movement, try to get around it. I will. I know I'll take the attack of opportunity, but
okay. And how are you just making a run for Bruce?
Yes.
Okay.
Sean, if he gets within 10 feet of the tentacle, Saskia can use a reaction to reduce some damage. So
yeah, that'll work.
There's a way of him leaving when, like,
if he gets hit by it, the tentacle will be in range to help him.
Cool.
It is gonna do an attack of opportunity on you.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 16 hit?
Nope.
All right, it sort of reaches out to try to grab you again. You see that same bile spilling onto the ground as it fails to get you with that. All right. Anything else, Septimus?
I think that's my turn.
Okay. Jacquette, you are you see that most of your friends have joined you. So, Fearn is still back there. You look across the battlefield to see the creature appear. That is what you noticed in the waters. You can see it appears as though some of the roots sort of come together in the waters, and any kind of leftover ooze comes together as well. The mist actually starts to dissipate and get absorbed into this creature. So you all would notice this because it's very evident as the mist just starts to lower and get absorbed into this large, huge, oozing mess of blood, ichor, and muck of the sewer at the water down.
Oh
Whoa.
boy, it's a chocolate monster.
Jacquette, you're up.
All right, Jacquette, yelling to everyone now, goes, I really think we should, come on, we should just run. Like, this is, we need to go. And then he is going to get within 20 feet of it.
Okay.
How much movement will that take?
Uh, 15.
Okay. Now, I had hidden before. Is there any chance, or had taken the hide action, any chance that 15 stealth did anything for me?
Hard to say.
Do I have advantage?
No, you don't have advantage.
Okay. Then I will
Or at least
just
not on
throw
this
the
creature.
dagger. That's fair. The dagger of lightning return. 16 to hit.
16 will miss.
All right. And then throwing it and seeing that, it's not effective, Jacques was like, okay, like, come on, guys. And then he is going to...
And like when the dagger goes flying, it's not even that you miss or it bounces off. It's that it like sinks into the ooze without dealing damage and then flings back to you for the return aspect.
All right. For initiative, who's...
Bruce is next,
So-
and then Fearn.
Turning to Bruce, Jacques will go, if you have anything that can slow this thing down or stop it, now would be the time. Because turning back to look at the creature, you are just one ugly piece of shit, and you fit in so well here that you should not follow us, as he's going to bonus action unsettling words, so that the next saving throw it makes before the start of my next turn, it will 1d6 off of it.
Okay.
And then using the rest of his 15 feet of movement, go towards the exit, or the area he knows to be where our exit is.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, and as you're saying these unsettling words to the creature, you could just sort of see there are faces within it. Like you might even see it's similar to the wraiths up above, except this is from the cursed blood that it's amalgamated. And the sort of weird, fiendish, undead aberrations that the rot fiends are that you remember Norlin mentioning. Like you might even surmise if you guys had fallen into that blood pit up on the surface, this thing might have been attacking you back then or something like it. As sort of some of those faces appear in it at your insults, as well as several gibbering mouths across its body.
Ah.
All right. Anything else, Jacques?
End turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, it's going to use its second villain action.
Oh, that's okay.
The roots all around you guys start to writhe, and shoot out basically within 5 feet of the walls. So anyone within 5 feet of the walls is going to have to give me a dexterity saving throw. So that is Bruce, Fearn, and Jacques.
2. Got a 2.
24.
Jacques, you save. Fearn?
I got a 3, but I'm gonna use my indomitable feat
Nice.
to
roll
re-roll a
again.
failed saving throw,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't do much better. I got an 8.
An 8? Okay, you failed. So Bruce and Fearn will take full damage. Jacques, you'll take half damage. I'm just going to use SAS to roll this. All right, so that's 24 poison damage for the full. Half to those who succeeded. Jacques. Those who failed need to give me Constitution saving throws.
Is poison an element, Sean? Is mayonnaise an instrument? It's not. Okay, I took the damage. Con save, you said?
Yes.
19.
I'm gonna. So I rolled a 14. I'm gonna add 5 to that for also a 19.
Okay, so Fearn and Bruce, you are able to avoid contracting the creeping rot from these spines that go into you. But you are currently considered in difficult terrain while within 5 feet of the walls. So basically, for everyone, 5 feet within the walls is difficult terrain now.
Okay.
Okay.
And that was its villain action. Bruce, you are now up.
All right. I'm gonna have to make my way. I'm gonna try to walk along the main path so I get my full movement.
Okay, it'll take 10 to get into the main path, just because you're in the difficult terrain right now.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm gonna put when I'm running towards Jacques at that somewhat intersection before I make the bend around the turn, I'm gonna hang right just for a split second And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna spend a number of CTS points and snare on the location that would the monster would be approaching us from. If that makes any sense. So not
and
under,
and this goes down where you were standing, so you're gonna hang that right a little bit. So let's
hang
see. So
that
that's
right.
10,
Exactly.
5, 15, 20, 25. 25 feet will get you here.
Okay. All right, that's fine. I'm still gonna take the dash action, so I'm gonna get.
Oh, okay. So if you
further.
want to do you want to get closer by 5 feet because you have 5 more feet,
Um.
and then take your dash action?
No, I think right there is actually probably. Actually, you know what? Yeah, that's fine where it is.
Okay.
Perfect.
And
then I'm gonna-
that's a bonus action to throw that down?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but I have to spend my resources to use it.
Yep.
and
Just
it
making
only
sure
lasts a minute.
that I understand your homebrew class. Or subclass.
And then I'm gonna run down the hallway that Jaquette's running down with the rest of my movement. So I should have 25 more movement.
Stay away from the walls.
Oh, yeah. You want to stay away from the walls?
Si, senor.
Hey. This hallway is terrifying, Bruce, as you're running down it, because the spindly, spiked, thorny roots basically leave just enough room to walk to run down the middle of it, where like even you might even like accidentally scratch yourself a little bit as you're running through. Not enough to contract the creeping rot, but.
Ooh.
All right. Anything else, Bruce?
That's it.
Okay. It is the boss's turn. It has negative... Nope, you missed, so it has its full movement speed. And then Fear, you're on deck.
Okay.
Well, that's scary.
It's got legs.
It springs
know
your
how to
trap,
use them?
Bruce.
All right.
It dies. It's just
Yeah.
instant kill.
It's the dead. That's
As
the
you can see, this
subclass
thing, like,
on-
it has, like, these, like, similar to the ooze outside where it sprouted these arms. Between the dozens of gibbering maws across its body, these arms come out, these long, spindly arms that just grab onto things and pull it. It doesn't walk. It pulls itself through the space, filling any void that it can. What does the snare do?
Snare tries to restrain it.
Okay. Is there a saving throw?
There is a saving throw associated. This would be a dex saving throw.
Dex. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It is going to fail, but it is going to use its legendary resistance to
Boo.
succeed. As you can see, the snare latches onto it, and it needs to almost it actually like weirdly needs to break itself into pieces to avoid this, which is going to make it take damage. So basically it bursts for a moment and then reforms itself, basically harming itself in order to avoid the effects of this, similar to like a whatever that cephalopod is that spits all its guts out before running away. So it is going to take 2d6 damage before as part of that. Okay. All right. Let's see. Sass. So it's going to make attacks on Sass and Jacquet
Oh no.
with its reach attack.
But why?
Against Jacquette, it 25 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
It's going to be 12 bludgeoning damage as a tendril comes out and smacks you, and wraps around you, and you are considered grappled by this.
Oh. But it's just 12 damage.
Just
Wait.
12 bludgeoning damage.
What was the DC? Sorry, what
It
was
was
the
It's not a DC, it's a
25
grapple
to
to
hit.
hit.
oh,
25 to
okay,
hit, yeah.
never mind.
So I will reaction to have that.
Okay. And then another arm comes out and attacks Sass for a 24 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Geez, I'm rolling really low on these dice. 5. So that's gonna be 10 bludgeoning to Sass. And she is also grappled by this thing.
Okay.
That is its turn, though. Fearn, you are up. You have 2 rot fiends on you.
Mm-hmm. So
And there's one more that's over down that tunnel. So there's 3 around you. Only
right.
2 within range.
So I'm planning to use Misty Step, Sean.
Okay.
But I'm trying to think of the right way to do it. Because I could either Misty Step out of this situation, get into a central location, and then use my movement speed to get over where everybody else is.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can take the attacks of opportunity or disengage even, and then use my Misty Step to jump down the hallway or like the full 30 feet. I don't know what's better.
That's true.
I think it would probably be better for me to Misty Step from where I am to like maybe if I can right in front of Saskia, like in the threat range of the enemy. If my vision of that is cut off, maybe you
can get
it's 30 feet.
You would be able to get between her and the enemy.
Okay, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna jump over there, and then I'm gonna use a little bit of movement speed. Well, can I see what's down that next hallway from this position? Like where everybody's running?
No, you can't see, but you know that your friends are running that way.
Okay. Well, they already used a spell, but it was a bonus action spell.
Mm-hmm. Sass is on deck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna disengage and use the rest of my movement to follow my friends down the hallway.
Sure. Yeah, you can do that.
I don't know. I feel like I should have stayed there to tank hits, but I don't know. What's that in front of me now, Sean? Now that I can see.
You can see that there's an open pipe to crawl up.
Oh.
Yeah. At first you might even run up and be like, "What the fuck is this? This is just a dead end. Why the fuck did Jacquette tell us to go down here?" But then you would see that the iron of this pipe is completely gone, and you can actually crawl up this pipe.
Well, all I have is nothing. I've used everything I have, so
Yes, you
I'm
have.
done.
Okay. Sass is up
Banishment.
on the big guy.
Yep. Charisma 17 saving throw.
Oh boy, here it comes. Will it win?
The most charismatic blob you've ever done seen.
Send this blob back to the bloblins.
The Bloblins.
The bloblins.
All right. There's no way that it succeeds on this. It got a 0.
What?
Because it is not very charismatic. So it is once again going to harm itself to legendary resist this banishment.
I figured the little poopy.
Okay. As you can once again see, it's like the magic grabs onto it, and it actually, like, the magic almost does banish part of it, but it's like it disintegrates itself to then reform in order to avoid taking the full effect. It's almost like a swarm in that way, where it's like, I'll let part of my guts go into that realm wherever that was supposed to be banished, but I am going to remain here because I have only one desire, and that is to consume everything in this room. Anything else from Sass? Her tentacle or bonus action?
Tentacle will move 30 feet to get up to this creature and attack it.
Okay. Go ahead and attack. Oh, I have to.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
If I don't mind. 19. 19 is going to hit.
Cool.
Which is good, because you can slow it a little. For 7 points of cold damage.
All right.
Excellent. You actually see the cold seems to deal more damage to it. Almost like it's freezing its gelatinous pieces, and that causes a weakness to them as it is vulnerable to cold. All right. Anything else from Sass? Well, she is grappled, so she is stuck there. Okay. All right. It is the Rot Fiend's turn. They are going to attack you, Septimus.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. Puke in my mouth.
So, one of them is not able to reach you due to being trapped in the difficult terrain. But the other two are going to do attacks on you. Okay. First one is a 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
And then a 25 to hit. So this one's going to hit you with both of its weakening thorn attacks. Yes, that's 10, 14 piercing damage. Then another 7 piercing damage.
Okay.
You have disadvantage on con saving throws until the end of their next turn.
Oh, good.
Second one's going to attack you for a 19 and a 22.
They will both hit.
Okay, so that's going to be 14 piercing on the first one, and then 11 piercing on the second one.
Ooh.
Not looking good.
And then they are both
it looking
going to
bad?
they're both going to heal for 1d6 because there is an infected creature within 60 feet of them. They only healed for 1 point. All right, that is the Rot Fiend's turn. Septimus, you are up.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna disengage.
Okay, disengage.
And
Make
then
a run for it.
Yeah. What? So is that Jaquette in front of me? With the
That's
tentacle?
Sass. That's Sass.
That's Sass with a tentacle, and then Jaquette's behind the big blob.
Yeah, Jaquette's just around the corner. You can kind of see the blue of his base.
And
There.
I guess I'll move my movement speed.
It does put you right in front of the monster,
Yeah, that's scary.
but it's also the only way to go.
Yeah.
It doesn't require a lot more movement.
Yeah, and then I guess bonus action I'll use healing word.
Okay, on whom? Yourself?
Myself. Because I need it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast it at level 4.
Level 4, okay.
Fair.
That's all the bonus. Yeah, that's the only bonus action I could do. Yeah. Boom. Heal. Come on, something good. 19. All right.
Nice.
I'll take it. All right, I'll do it.
Jacquet, you're up.
Okay. Sorry. I just thought
problem.
of
Bruce, you're on
something,
deck.
but I don't think it's going to work. Sass is not within 5 feet. Okay.
No.
I am going to use an action to get out of this creature's grasp.
Okay. Though you can do an athletics or acrobatics check.
Acrobatics it
DC
is.
is 15.
All right, that's an easy 21.
You're able to weasel your way out of its tentacles.
Okay. Would I provoke opportunity attack if I move away from it?
You would.
Okay. Then how's Sass doing?
Sass has got 49 out of 79 health.
Okay. And she'll act.
She'll act after this thing goes. And fear.
Okay. And
the tentacle is within 10 feet of her, so it can help protect her from any damage.
yeah.
But it's only a D8, I think.
Right, but what's it gonna do after it's grabbed us is the question.
Yes.
All right. Jacquet is going to.
Can I offer a suggestion?
Yes.
Hold your movement and have Sass try to banish again.
Can't hold your movement. You can only hold an action, which you can use for a dash, but he's already used his action.
Yeah. So I'm going to. I'll just bonus action disengage, and move down the hallway, following Bruce and Fjern, but making sure that I can keep line of sight on this creature.
So you would need to you would need to stay. You would either need to go into the brambles to maintain line of sight, or don't go past your allies.
Okay, then I will do that. Second option.
Second option, okay.
What if Fearn crouches?
You would have had to have fallen prone on your turn for that to have worked.
It's a free action to go prone.
On your turn.
How far away from it am I?
20 feet.
Okay. All right, that'll have to do. End turn.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bruce, you are up. So you look behind you, and Septimus is within this thing's area of influence, and Sass is actually. You actually can't see Sass.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is I see where we need to go. Right.
Yes, you can see the tunnel, the pipe that leads you to freedom.
I'm going to cast Vortex Warp on Septimus.
Okay.
And put him right next to the tunnel.
Right next to the tunnel. Okay. So he can choose to fail the save, right, to get warped.
If he wants to. Yep.
Septimus, do you choose to fail the save as you feel your ally's magic?
No.
Just gotta check.
I don't.
Do you really?
Yeah, no, I have a death wish.
I can't tell if you're being serious right now or not.
I can't either.
No, I don't. I don't refuse it.
Okay.
He's just looking to lose another limb.
I don't know. You absolutely could have valid reasons to try to stay behind to help people. All right. What's the range on it? It just moves anywhere within 30 feet of you? Or...
A 90-foot range to trigger and a 30-foot range within me.
Perfect. No problem. He is at the opening. Septimus, you see this horrible, gibbering, creaking, awful ooze monster towering over you, filling this whole space. It's about 15, 20 feet tall. It looks so frightening because it's encompassing everything around you. And then suddenly you blink and you are in front of a pipe. You feel the sort of vortex, like you almost feel like you've been whipped around as you suddenly appear. You look back and see your allies are behind you now.
And then Bruce is going to keep running forward in that case.
Okay. Bruce, you're going to run your full speed forward?
Yep.
Bruce, you can actually scramble past Septimus and get into the pipe if you want.
Yeah, I think at this point, Bruce is going to do that.
All right, Bruce, you start moving through the pipe. You do move pretty slow in this because it is fairly tight, but you are inside it now. You just got inside of it, 5 feet into it.
Okay. And like relative to medium-sized creatures, am I able to move a little bit faster or the same speed?
Are you technically a small creature?
I think I'm technically a small creature.
I think you get to choose when you make a kobold. You can move at regular speed.
Okay, cool.
Well, they would move at difficult terrain speed.
Okay, cool.
Anything else, Bruce? I think that's everything.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, I can just yell for fun, but no, I'm good.
Okay. It is the creeping rot monstrosity's turn. It is going to use its action to use its special ability on Sass for when it has a grappled creature. So let's see. Jacquette and Fearn would really be the ones who could see this. Septimus, you would too if you looked back. Bruce, this is far beyond your sight now. But basically, they whip Sass around with the tentacle and begin to spew acid onto her. She needs to give me a dexterity saving throw. Which she does not pass. Okay, so she's going to take 14 acid damage. And then you can see the creature, after pouring acid all over one of these gibbering mouths, bites down onto her.
This is what happens when you miss Monday's session.
For 17 piercing damage.
I don't know about you
Sass.
guys, but her HP still says 77 and a 79.
You
on
have
my
to
Refresh the
refresh
page.
the
You have to
page.
refresh the page. She's down to 18 health.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
let's say she uses the reaction to
Oh
block
yes,
6 of
thank
that
you.
damage. 6 of that damage. Okay. So she's at 24.
Mhm.
And it is Fearn's turn.
Oh, I'm not done.
No, you're about 20 feet from the hole.
Well, I know that Ray of Frost does nothing against ghosts.
This is not a ghost and it did have vulnerability to cold.
Wow, thanks for the tip.
It was said before.
Okay, I mean, shit. I'll cast Ray of Frost and then jump down the hole.
Well, you have to like wait for Bruce to proceed in the hole because
Can
it's
I
a very
push
tight
Bruce
space.
through the hole?
No. It's- if you didn't Ray of Frost, I guess you could technically shove action him. But all right, go ahead with Ray of Frost.
Okay. It's a +8 spell attack bonus for a 19 + 8, 27 to hit.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah, alrighty. That's
Yes.
5 cold damage, and
Up
its
to 10.
movement speed is what?
It's vulnerable, so it deals 10
All
damage.
right.
And minus 10 for its movement speed.
Yes, minus 10 for the movement speed.
Okay. All right.
And-
Anything else?
And
You gonna run to the hole?
I'm gonna run to the hole, but I'm not gonna go in the hole because I know that there's only like 5 feet of space in there. Like one person, can basically jump in because Bruce is taking up the rest of the space. So
Yeah,
I'm
and you're
gonna,
basically in line behind Septimus.
right. So I'm like defending the hole, like I'm standing
Okay.
in front of it, making sure nothing gets past me.
Okay. Sass is up.
All right. Who wants to bet that this thing has one more legendary resistance?
I do.
I say
Okay.
it doesn't, and I say you go for it.
All right, so she's gonna cast Dimension Door
Oh,
Smart,
to get her
smart,
out of this thing's range. And now here's the thing: it has to be either somewhere visualize, or place you can see when you can visualize, or when you can describe by stating distance and direction. Would she, because like where she is right now, she can't really see. Would she have gotten a view of that tunnel that we are all down for her to Dimension Door to?
She would not have gotten like a full view, but she she saw you all run down it.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I think for her it's a safe bet to Dimension Door at least like 30 feet into it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I
Just
guess-
also somewhat
Yeah.
based on desperation. She could also, I imagine, just be like, I gotta get the fuck out of this thing's hand. I'm
Right.
covered in acid.
Yeah, so she'll Dimension Door to behind whoever is as close as possible to the hole.
all right. So
She could get closer if she goes into the
Nope.
thorns. Okay.
Nope.
I thought I left room for her.
I didn't remember you saying that, but
I
Also,
said
there's-
I left 5 feet.
behind Septimus.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll allow it.
And then bonus action to move the tentacle around the corner towards us.
Okay.
So that it's 10 feet away from the creature and then is going to attack it with the tentacle.
Okay. No problem. Let's go for that attack. If it hits, that'll reduce its movement speed to minus 20 with the Ray of Frost.
All right.
It's definitely gonna hit. So this thing is movement speed is reduced by 20 as it deals
Good.
5 frost. Oh, nice frost. So it's doubled.
It's okay.
All right. Anything else on Sass's turn?
Ends her turn.
Okay.
I guess if she has the move, well, no, Bruce is clogging up the pipe, right?
Bruce is clogging up the pipe. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That ends her turn.
Okay. All right. Rot boys are up. They're just gonna move. Okay. They don't do anything because they can only get so far. Septimus, you are up.
Where is everybody? Is
So
everybody
basically,
in that...
everyone is clustered up by the opening, with
Okay.
Jacquet being the only one who's slightly forward, about 15 or 15 feet away from Theron is Jacquet.
He's behind that blob. Like, I can't see him on the screen, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. And then where's the tentacle?
Tentacle is right in front of Jacquet, basically.
Got it. Septimus looking there is going to, in front of the tentacle, I guess pretty much on that first
Rot Fiend.
Rot Fiend.
Rot Fiend, thank you, good lord. Septimus is going to cast Wall of Fire.
Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
So I'll do the 60-foot long, 20-foot high, 1 foot thick wall, starting from that wall, running just right across.
Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno.
Not get to use these ever.
It's pretty great that you were able to whip it out really quickly.
Yeah. You just go straight across the whole ways.
Yeah, just straight line.
Excellent. Love it. That's fine.
Close enough.
Close enough. As Septimus, what is it what does it look like as you conjure up this wall of flame that blocks the path of these creeping rot monsters?
I'd say it's the same bluish color that you see in Sal's eyes, whatever that he channels. Blue
Ooh.
flames just erupt up.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And cover just the entire area that we just came from, just burning all of the rot beings, and you kind of see the bigger rot beast behind it.
Yeah. I love it. I love it as this dimly lit space is all lit up with this blue energy.
So anything that was, I guess, cast on it needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
The Rot Fiend fails. All the Rot Fiends fail.
So then they will take 5d6 damage. Fire damage.
5d8.
5d8, my mistake.
It is your mistake. I mean, come on.
Oh my god. Well, 17 points of fire damage.
Not terrible. Not terrible. Could have been better.
Could have been much better. And yeah, hopefully giving us some barrier to make our escape.
Yeah, absolutely. As you can see, these rot fiends start to burn up and take all this damage. One of them does get completely burnt to a crisp within this. While the two of them are severely weakened. The larger monster kind of slowed by all the cold energy, sort of like freezing different parts of its viscous form, keeping it from crawling and pulling itself into the tunnel as you're all like, go, 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 go. Is there anything anyone would like to do before you all start to move through this tube? Because you'll all be able to, within this round, get to the tube. Is there anything anyone wants to do besides run and crawl into this tube? Or prepare?
Fear
I mean,
just wants to be the last one in the tube. You know, he's just helping everybody get in, you know.
Jacquet will take pot shots at the creature, but only until, and he'll be the second to last, staying back with Fear.
And Bruce will be pulling people's hands, not really helping.
Just slowly pulling everyone in. All right, so Jacquet, you'll get a pot shot off before getting to that. So go ahead and give me that pot shot.
Cool.
Can I get one too?
What'd you say, Jacquet?
I was gonna ask, any chance I can take the hide bonus action in this brightly lit?
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, it's fair. 28 to hit.
Hide to hit. That will hit. That will hit.
All right, and I'm using the crossbow for this, as that's 10 magical piercing.
Nice. Okay, and I imagine at that point you get behind Fearn to where the hole is, as Septimus is crawling in and Bruce is crawling up. And actually, you can get into it, Jacquet, once Sass also starts to crawl through.
Right.
So right now, it would be Fearn. Are you going to wait until Jacquet and Sass get in to go in?
Yes, I'm going to hold off,
okay.
As long as I can.
So, Fearn, you will get a pot shot to throw off, and Septimus, you will get to roll firewall damage on this thing.
Yes.
As it enters the flames, trying to come after you all. Slowed, it can really only get into the flames.
Okay. Should I just roll, or are you going to have a roll with dex save?
It fails the dex save. It rolled a 4.
Okay. Here we go. 20 points of fire damage.
Nice.
A little bit better.
Fearn?
If I get any type of attack, I'm gonna use my Soaring Thunder catapult spell thing. DC 15.
Dex?
I think it's dexterity for catapult. Yeah. I always.
It does meet the save.
Okay, does that mean it just completely fails?
Check the spell.
Let's see. On a failed save,
Probably
object strikes the target and stops moving. When the object strikes something, what it strikes takes 3d8 bludgeoning damage. So I guess it didn't fail, so it doesn't strike the creature. Is my best guess.
That's true. That's correct.
Alright, well, I missed.
Okay. Okay. Sass gets in to the tunnel. Jacquet gets into the tunnel.
Again, the tunnel.
Bruce, you reach the top of the tunnel. Fear, I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
There's another one of those things there.
Oh boy.
As Fear, you're the last one in this chamber. The creature comes to the other side of the firewall as it uses its last villain action for erupting
26,
rot.
Sean.
So you make the save. So you're not going to be infected with creeping rot, but you will take half damage as the waters all erupt up into a torrent as you get in to the tank. You are going to take half damage, though.
Sass has been moving the tentacle back to be within 10 feet.
So Sass can use a reaction to reduce the damage by a
Yeah.
D8.
Perf.
Theron, you will take the total damage is 30 acid damage, but you'll take 15 instead because you succeeded.
I'm gonna use absorb elements, and I'm gonna cut it in half again. So it's 7.
And then the tentacle takes a D8 off.
Okay. Is that before or after the half?
I would.
I'd say after would be better, right?
Yeah.
It's after it's halved. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was 7, so I took 1 acid damage.
Nice. Okay. Wow. Good job. And then during that last attack, as you imagine, it sort of splashes and starts to. It's almost like this exploding, writhing blood is chasing you down the hall, and you pull yourself in. Just a little bit splashes on your leg as you pull into the tube and start to crawl up, like Yoda crawling through the inner machinery of the Senate. As you all would get to the other side, successfully and safely, as you would hear the creature sort of slam into the wall down below, amongst all of that.
Can we say for flair, like as I get into the tunnel, I recall my boulder and it like phases through the enemy and blocks off our exit, so he can't get his gooiness. Well, I could always use my. It's got runes on it, so I could just teleport it into the ethereal plane.
I'll allow this because I think it's cool, and unless someone else had another way to block this hole, this is an ooze, it would follow you. So
Mold Earth.
Unless you want to do a more permanent solution here and mold Earth.
I mean, probably after Fear's turn.
Okay.
Yeah, like, make it look cool while the boulder goes through the enemy to block the door.
Yeah, so as that happens, the boulder kind of comes through and blocks it. Bruce, you go up and close this with your mold Earth spell. As everything quiets, and the creature is no longer a threat. It's pitch black.
Well, I can see.
Yes. Septimus,
Everyone
did you have
all right
something?
in there?
Fjern, quiet.
What do you mean quiet? We just were in battle.
Right, but we have left that battle, and now we're moving on to another space.
So all those crazy thunder strikes that I made, we could just forget about all those.
No, you ass.
You are in what seems to be a circular tank. Yes.
So I just want to clarify that this pipe we went in was oriented away from us or up? Or at an angle?
Up at an angle.
Okay, so we basically crawled, so where our characters are, we crawled up and out of that space. About how far?
It kept going for quite a while, actually. I would say it was at least 60 feet that you crawled up into a new chamber. So 60 feet at an angle upwards.
Okay, and this new chamber is about how big?
So it's a circular chamber. It's about 10 foot in diameter. You would, since you can see, would be able to see that there is a ladder in this chamber that goes up to a hatch at the top.
All right, so Jacques will point up and he goes, "There's a hatch up there. We can get out. But, Bruce, you were able to close the passage behind us?"
Yeah. I don't think.
We might want to take a short rest here because it seems safe, and we are all very, very, well, Saskia mostly, very injured before we move on. I can go take a quick peek just to make sure, but then we might want to rest here. Does that sound good?
No.
Yes, I've been vomited on and sliced and pierced. I think rest is perfect.
You could rest in this place? I can barely move. I'm struggling to even get through here. Plus, I'm in the back. It's all hot and stuff. It's barely
Aaron?
any air.
You're fine. You can come out here. I'll go into the tunnel if you want and rest in there. But first, Bruce, maybe tremor sense up there, and then I can take a peek if we want. Otherwise, I think we should rest here.
Take a peek.
Sure. I'll take a peek.
So the ladder, this is quite a tall tank that you're in.
Okay.
You might even surmise that this was sort of a drainage tank, possibly for a large bathhouse. It's probably about a 80-foot climb up this ladder.
Oh, okay.
So Bruce, you can climb up if you'd like to check the next space.
80 foot is a lot. Yeah,
What a
sure.
thrill.
Guess so. Yeah, here we go.
Jacques will follow up behind him.
Okay. Tremor sense wise, you can see somewhat through the hatch. Out 30 feet in those directions. Imagine you get as right up to it so you can see the floor above. And you can see that there is a continuing pipe passage that leads upward at an angle as well. What you roughly can surmise is northward. Similar to the first pipe that you're in. It's a little bit larger, has that single, it's not a canal situation, it's just a downward angled pipe sloping down to this tank.
Okay.
You don't see any critters crawling around up there. Just sort of a slow flow of water. In Jacques, you can see that this hatch is probably not the best word. It's more like another grate.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. There's a passage north. Here, I don't see anything. It's just like another pipe.
Is it less cramped?
No, this is not. This is fine. We're fine here.
Speak for yourself.
I am.
Sass punches Fionn on the shoulder as she groans, nearly dead. As you can all gather up in this cramped space to take your short rests.
Perfect.
Which will there's basically no threats in this space. It is tight and uncomfortable, but it is basically a little tiny fortress tank, especially since you molded earth to seal the back passage. Given enough time, I'm sure that ooze could make its way through, but it doesn't seem to be pushing onward. It seems to have give up shortly after you're in here. There is a very tense start to this, where Bruce and Jacques are climbing up the ladder, and you can hear just sort of the clink of Jacquet's claws and Bruce's claws also, as you would hear just sort of this rumbling behind you, as this thing does seem to think it can push through, but Bruce was able to seal it off. And every now and then there's almost like a little bit of shaking, where Bruce, you might even like slip a foot on this ladder before the rumbling stops. You almost hear like the sound of the ooze slurping back down the pipe when you finally feel safe to begin your long rest.
Sure.
sorry, short rest. And we'll say you do succeed at this short rest. It is an uncomfortable short rest that is tense, and the fear might not be assuaged, but you do succeed at a short rest.
During the short rest, Jacques, as a bard.
Remember, Mike, you only gain half the HP from your hit dice rolls.
Ugh, that's annoying.
Well, at least you can get an extra 1d6 as Jacques will use his Song of Rest during the short rest. So anyone that spends one or more hit dice regains an extra 1d6 hit points.
You get the full benefits of that d6 because it's not part of your hit dice.
And Jacques is basically, as he has wont to do, using humor to try to lift the edge off. And because it's mechanical and I don't feel like role playing it, everyone is actually like, okay, you know what? For once, Jacques, this is okay. It's not too pointed. He doesn't say anything about Sass killing innocent people. He doesn't call Fearin an idiot. He doesn't refer to Septimus and Bruce as the nerds. It's actually for once one of the most sincere bits of humor that Jacques is able to do, that everyone can come together and be like, yeah, okay, you know what? Yeah, you're right. This is quite the predicament we found ourselves in.
Make some kind of pipe joke or tank joke that just is not at anyone's expense, and it just sort of makes you laugh. He makes a joke about how you're all the clog in this pipe, and you need to make your way out.
It's always been a pipe dream of mine to get chased by a massive ooze, huh? How about you guys?
God damn it.
Produces enough of a chuggle for you to get a d6 of health.
Exactly.
And
I
maybe
guess that's
a moment's
a better way
respite.
to put it. Whatever gets you a d6 of healing.
It's very much just that very quick laugh chuckle as you sort of pull your armor or your clothes closer in the cold of this tank, as you hear the groaning and rumbling of the earth stonework around you, knowing that you have somewhere else to be, almost as if you're in the belly of this dungeon's stomach, and it's rumbling. But that's what we'll call it tonight. We'll pick back up there next week as you ascend the ladder to the next chamber to make your way to the bathhouses of the tower. Thanks, folks, for hanging out with us. Sorry, Shannon, that you had to miss today, but I'm sure you're having fun on your vacation.
I hope you don't mind that we almost got you killed.
Yeah.
We didn't,
You didn't die, though. You came very close. Well, not very close. You're alive. You're alive.
I don't know what would have happened if one of us
And when
went
you
down.
get back, you can take a short rest, so you can get that spell slot back that Jacques spent, and
2 spell
hopefully
slots.
heal yourself. That's right, 2 spell slots. All right, folks. We will see you all soon. Hopefully next week when we're back at it. Thank you for joining us tonight, and have a lovely evening, or wherever you are.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Night.
Till next time.